Okay, how we doing out there? First thing first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Ambient Projection Screen Paint using ambient projection technology gain. Well, let's talk about saving hundreds because on our end, we don't save you hundreds, we save you thousands because we test our technology against high performance projection screens. But we're talking about the screen paints today. These are screen paints that I've got off eBay. One fellow by the name of Pro Screens. There's another guy by the name of HD Screen Paints, but we can't use his because he sent me a container with no label attached to it. So I really can't do a demonstration if he has no label on it. So I'm asking him if I order again, I would like to have a label. So this fellow right here, I told him to do a lot of advertising for him. He has a screen paint called Pro Screens. Actually quite good. If you're talking about if you're going to be on the level of buying screen paints at a budget price, at a very, very budget price, and you're going to be paying in that field of the $75 and so forth. I mean, we got technology over here that does the black silver that does demonstrations on a level that usually most screens can't touch, but that's not about us right now. We're talking about these different screen paints. Now, this guy right here, I bought 2 quarts of his screen paint for $48. $48 for 2 quarts. He has, let me go check on the eBay account real quick. I'm gonna look at him real quick. Have a look at this real quick. It's a simple side-by-side demonstration. We're not calling anybody's paint trash. We're not calling it garbage or none of that, like some people doing their demonstrations. We are doing these demonstrations by the book. So, where is he at? I gotta buy them too. Keep forgetting to buy them. Let's go over here and let's bring up the screen paints. These are cancel orders. All right, let me see. Maybe just type in screen paints. Bring him up. HD Pro has another form of screen paint. I didn't see that right there. All right, let's go pull up screen paints. That's all we need to pull up. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot. You can't pull up that because those things is the screen paint for your shirts. Got to put in projection. Oops. All right. Space that. Now we should be able to pull it up. All right. I bought purchase from him, but I don't know why he didn't send me a label. So I can't really put I can't really talk about your product because, like I said, that could be anything. And, like I said, the only reason why you could prove it was yours at that particular time because I have what I paid for your product and I do have your manual that came with it telling you how to paint the screen. Over here at the this a fellow by the name Pro Screens. As I said before, if you're going to be going down that road and purchasing these kinds of screen paints, then this is the fellow to go with. Because keep in mind, in the demonstrations I saw with white levels, and I'll let you decide for yourself, he was able to produce a much higher white level than the personal mix and the free do-it-yourself Metallica mix, which used to be displayed on YouTube, which was now deleted. So he has a can here for $29. No, that's the other guy. Yes, $39. This is a high solution. Over here he has one for, let me turn the camera so you can see this guy's advertisement. $69. 2 quarts. I must have got mine on a sale because they're 70 bucks for 2 of them. It's a different one. He has one here for $29, which is 1 quart. And then he has another one over here for $83, which is 3 quarts. And it's another HD Pro projection screen paints, black border. That has to be him too. This is what I paid for. I paid for the 2 quarts. 2 quarts. That's what I paid for right there. 2 quarts for $42. Oh, that's $48. Sorry, it's $42.95. Just want to get that right on his pricings here. So he has a category list right there. And there is CROW's mix right there. Like I said, there's no description of the product on how it should be sold. HD projector, projection, screen paint, all-in-one kit, base coat, 1080p. CROW's front projection screen paint, best screen paint mix for your budget. That's an advertisement. That's not a. That's not. You're not describing your product. What it is, you're describing like an advertisement. So these are the paints I ordered right here. I actually didn't order yet, but I actually own that one right there for $46 for 2 quarts. And here he is right here. So usually when it comes to the light gray screen paints in this category, like I said, we don't make anything like this at all, period. But when it comes to these ones, these particular paints, they rely on white levels. White levels are very important to them. They're not going to pick up contrast. You only can pick up contrast to a certain degree, but they're not going to be able to pick it up on a level of a dark gray screen or a black screen. So their strong points are going to be their white levels. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another demonstration. We're going to show off. Come this shirt dirty today. I know I'm going to work with product today. We're going to show off the 2 screens side by side to display which one produces the higher white level. I'm going to look to my shirt here. So I'm trying to find it in my shirt. Now the projector I'm going to be using is my Chrissy. It's my Chrissy LW420. This projector right here is 1920 by 1200, which is a full 1080p projector. It is 4,300 lumens, plenty of power, and we're sitting literally right on top of the screen. So we should not have a problem with any form of problems with the picture. Now keep in mind, there's nothing slandered in any way in this video. Simple side by side. No one's taking anyone's product down to a facility to get it made. It is basically a simple demonstration we are doing. One paint versus another screen paint. Got my pretzels right there in the shot. I don't know why I have pretzels there. Did in the shot. This is my home anyway, so. Let me get the personal mix too. You got that here. As I said before, you know, if you feel you was wrong, feel free to show me your documents showing that your product, when I basically show off any of your logos, have a copyright standing behind it. I would really like to talk to the attorney that basically did your work. All right, so we have here the personal mix. Actually, that's the do-it-yourself Metallica mix. That's the video that where you will not find. If you try to find it, you will not find it. That video was deleted. We do have it on one of the demonstrations I did when I figured out that the paint that he was actually selling was actually a free paint he was giving out. I do have the that video right there. I have just enough of the video showing me how to make the product. So just keep in mind, this particular individual goes into one of his rants about saying that how he made his product without his permission. We have his YouTube video showing people how to make the product with him in it. All right, so stop that. I think he thinks everybody has short-term memory. All right, so let's fire up my projector. I think we got everything plugged in. Now on this side, we have the Pro screen. This is a Pro screen. We bought them. Paid about $42 for this. Got 2 quarts of it. It's right next there, over here. And over here we have CROW's do-it-yourself mix right here. We're going to put that next to the personal mix also. Just going to fit just right. There we go. Now we're at 4,200 lumens. This is a lot of power on this projector. 4,200 lumens. I want you to have a look at that white wall real quick. That's a beige wall. My walls are beige, and here they're light beiged. Look at that beige wall. And just give you something to think about right there. All right, there we go. Fit nicely like a glove. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the personal mix. Here, we're going to put it on the same side over there, and then we'll swap it back and forth between both screens. Tape right here. Now, for those of you who may feel that the product was made without his consent, I will put a link at the bottom of the video that he posted and deleted of him showing how to make the product and how I made the product right from his tutorial. Show me how to do it, how to make that product right there. And I painted it, put it right next to an old sample sheet we had of the UV mix, and it blended perfectly. So, like I said, the only way I knew how to make that product is because he had to show me how to make it, and then he's in the video showing you how to make it. You can't get, I had somebody come in, one of the Crow boys, come in and say, I made a comment, oh, but he can sue you. No. You have got to stop going to the library of Fisher-Price and understand how the real world works. You cannot sue anybody. You cannot get a copyright. You can't get a patent for anything if you were giving the secrets out for the idea to begin with. You do know how that all works, right? All right, so you can't actually give out that information for free and then turn around and sue people for making it. You can't do that. That doesn't work. I don't know what kind of crackerjack lawyers you talk to, but you can't do that. Same thing as in somebody sat there and said out of their mouth, oh, you can't sue them for copyrights. Are you kidding me? Or did you even think about when you said that? It's paperwork filed by the U.S. government. That's what copyrights are. It copyrights the artists, the art. I designed the logo for that. I'm the creator of that logo and design, and it protects me and it protects my work. So keep in mind, if you are, and this is just something to just let you know, just as ahead of a time, if you are doing something and you have somebody's product in your hand and it involves something that may damage your product, like say if you have something like you have a Pepsi can in your hand, and in one of your videos you're shown doing some heinous crime, right? They can come back and hit you with a lawsuit because of that, because it shows that you had their logo out there in that particular area that affiliated them with that particular video and that particular incident, and they can sue you for damages on that. So you see what I'm coming at? So that way, when you look at people who do shows and they come out and their shirts all blurred out, it's because they didn't have permission to show up that logo. And maybe the company might not have want their logo in that particular situation being displayed on that way, in that way. Other words, as in taking a product down to Home Depot and getting it made and displaying a label that had a copyright on it. See, the thing about it is I watched the video, and real quick, my attorneys watched the video, and the video he said is discontinued. The copyright was not discontinued that was sitting on the side of that can. It was still active, very active, because it's actually on my webpage right now. It's my company logo. So yes, you can be sued for that. If you did a side-by-side demonstration, a comparison, so, no, I couldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. But the minute you open up the product and you do something that's going to bring harm to the product, harm to the product's name, harm to the company's name, then you're talking about lawsuits left and right. Then we get into the field of slander, definition of character. We get into all that right there. So yes, you can be sued for that. And keep in mind that a copyright, if you file for a copyright, the U.S. government is going to have to do, or the lawyer is going to have to do a patent search. The U.S. government's going to do a patent search, going to do a copyright search. They have to find out how many people may have that particular piece of artwork. If no one has it, it's yours. You get that stamp from the government. They follow the paperwork, and that is your copyright right there for the rest of your life until you die. And after you die, it will continue on for the next 70 to 100 years. That's how long copyrights last. I know because I have friends that are lawyers. And I discussed it with them first before actually coming out here and making these comments, and got advice from them, and they were telling me my rights and what I can do basically for protecting my company. So yes, people, that is true. If you basically show off a logo and it happens to basically tarnish that logo's name in any way or whatsoever, or if they feel that you tarnish your name, they can come at you with a lawsuit and they will win. But keep in mind, it's kind of hard to prove in some ways if it's just you're just saying something or doing something. But if you record it, if you record you doing the act, now you're done. It's an open and shut case. And that's what Mr. Jamie did. or as I call him, as his real name is Fernando Gonzalez. He recorded himself walking around with the can because he felt the product was discontinued. He didn't understand that the logo was a copyrighted logo. Understand this also. Just because you splatter a little bit of paint down the side of a logo, you think you're covering it up. If any part of that logo is showing that has anything to do with that original artwork, there you go. You just got sued. That's why when you watch and do a demonstration, when somebody walks out on stage and they have an item they're not supposed to have permission not to have out there, maybe in that particular scenery, the whole thing is blurred out. There's nothing showing. So that way they can't say, well, there's a piece of my logo right there. There you go. He didn't do that. So my lawyers looked over the video. They clearly saw that it was a violation. So yes, there is a lawsuit pending. Not a lawsuit pending. We're going to actually file. All right. So let's go from there. Now, you got that out of the way, because I had explained it to a few people. I'm like, seriously, people, you got to stop watching Judge Judy. You need to really go to the library and crack a book, or freaking talk to an attorney, or do something. But stop where you're getting your advice from. But it is half. It's half A. I don't want to say the curse word, but that's what it is. That's why people go and apply for copyrights and patents. If they didn't, there'd be no point in applying for one if it didn't protect the person to begin with. All right, so this fellow right here is the name of Pro Screens, Professional HD Screen Paint, 2.0 gain, contrast gain. I'm not going to go into all that because, like I said, usually when it comes to these lighter gray screen paints, they don't basically really take a role when it comes to contrast levels because they produce shades of gray. Basically, their more strong points are always going to be the white levels when it comes to that. So over here, we have the Pro Screens right here. Right here, we have CROW's Do-It-Yourself Metallica Mix. And right here, we have, I don't even want to get a beige wall in there. So first things first, we got to put on some snow demonstrations because we're going to need to show some white levels first. Let me grab my phone. I got this running through my 1080p Chromecast. Thing is, like I said, done by the book. Both screens are being hit with the same amount of lighting, and we're using a very high-end projector, so no lacking in this, that, or the other. It doesn't make a difference about my projector settings or none of that all whatsoever because they're both being hit with the same projector. All right, so let's bring up the white. Let's bring up an all-white screen. First beginning, all-white screen. All-white screensaver. See which one pulls the higher white level. Okay. I think we're using the basement. I'm going to let you judge for yourself. That's your opinion, not mine. I've already gave my opinion on the product already. I still have to do a 2 more test. Now, mind you, this fellow is using a gray screen paint. My wall is beige. He is pretty much pulling a high enough white level to blend in to that wall over here. And this is the do-it-yourself mix right here we're showing off first. Do-it-yourself mix. This is what you're seeing first. This is the free paint they give he gives online. Which the video, like I said, was deleted the minute when the video came out. So I want you to look at the white levels on that. Observe that. See which one pulls the better white level. Now this right here, and I want you to look at my sample sheet here. This is my sample sheet from 2018. You see how old and beat up that is? That's how long I've had my sample sheet. Now, we try to order more paint because the Crow boys were very upset and they were angry. And they were saying, well, we want a much bigger sample sheet. We want a much bigger sample sheet. It's not fair. We want a bigger sample sheet. We try to get a bigger sample sheet. Cancel the orders. So I don't know where you want us to go with that one. You want to argue with us because his sample sheets aren't big enough that you want us to paint one side of the whole entire screen and paint half and half. You want to see a larger level. Well, we can't do that if he keeps canceling the orders. So you figure that one out. Because I get these from these troll boys from time to time who come in and say, well, it's not fair because you should have a much bigger sample sheet for him. And we can't get a bigger sample sheet for him if he refuses to sell us a product. Now that's his personal mix right there. There's the personal mix, there's the do-it-yourself mix. Personal mix cost me $104. The do-it-yourself free mix was absolutely free because the do-it-yourself mix was 2 tablespoons of black paint into white paint. So what we have here is we have it's a bit disturbing because, like I said, if you go back and you watch any of the personal mix demonstrations, there was a lot of hype around it about the paint being able to do this and do that. Contrast levels were beautiful and it produced amazing colors. And next to the Frankie, it was this, and next to this paint, it was that, and so forth and so forth. And all these high-tech specifications that made it better than any other paint out there. And at the end of the day, you paid for black and white paint. Not only did you pay for black and white paint, but you paid $104 or how much you paid for it, but the fellow next to him, who's producing a much wider screen, much wider white level, he cost me $42 for 2 quarts. There you go, exactly the same. Let's go with a the Skywarp because that has a lot of white levels in there. So let's check that one out. And as for, remember, he made a screen paint called UV Mix. His UV Mix was supposed to produce such a high white level. Now, I've already tested the Pro screens against our technology, hands down. Like I said, and I said in the video before, it's not good because our screen produces contrast and white levels. Those black screens can blend into gray screens. And they were able to outperform that screen on every level because it's pulling a contrast on that screen. But here we are, we have a UV mix. Now the UV mix is supposed to produce very good white levels, as was stated. We'll put the UV mix against its own do-it-yourself mix. There we go. There's the UV mix against its own free do-it-yourself screen paint mix. Now we'll place it against his personal mix and the other screen at the same time. So UV mix is very dark. Now, if I were to take that and put that against our black silver can make that screen disappear. Done that too many times to count. The black screens are supposed to produce dark levels so low that the UV mix is supposed to be to produce a white level higher than ours. We can blend that screen on a black screen easily. We've done that before too. But look how it looks against his own stuff. Now, if he were to go against the fellow here, which has the Pro screen paint, and he were to do a demonstration next to him, or if the guy who owns Pro screens would come out and say, well, look, this is what my product looks like next to CROW's. This is the difference between my product and CROW's screen paint mix. He produces a high white level on just everything. Now you still have to get around the whole thing of one of them is free. If one of them is free, the personal mix should be free too, because they're exactly the same thing. See how these screen paints are made, and the reason why that video was deleted so fast, and I'll tell you why. It shows the base coat of the beginning of how it's made. That's why it was deleted so fast. That's why you will not find the video now. The video has been floating around for about 2 or 3 years. It had like I said, it had like 27,000 hits on it. Why was it deleted now? And I'll tell you why it was deleted now. Because that is the secret right there. Why do you think the minute we posted the video, the first thing he did was try to make our screen paint and try to get our secret out there? He didn't even come close to it. Not even the black screens didn't even come close. Because that's his secret. We used to make this stuff back in the day on a digital and crystal screen paint. It's pretty easy. Pretty much all you're doing is you just have a white base coat and depending on how much black you add to it, pretty much controls the contrast of the paint. If you add too much into it, then it becomes too dark and the white levels suffer. You add too less into it, then the contrast suffers and the white levels are beautiful. So he's kind of showing off the exact same pattern as we did way back in about 2011 or no, 2010, around that time. We were making this kind of paint. So that's why the video was deleted, because pretty much I guarantee you, bar none, that the Frankenstein and all the other screen paints are measured by how much black is added into white paint. That's how I knew that this is basically how he makes his product. And when a person makes their product that way, they figure that everybody else makes their product that way. You know why I figured that out? Because when he tried to make the 12, he added in white paint. There is no white paint in 12s. He tried to make it the same way as he makes any other paint. That's why the personal mix matches perfectly with the do-it-yourself mix, because it is the exact same thing. There's nothing different about it. Where the other fellow, who has a light gray screen paint, is not only in this video going to produce a good contrast level for that particular color paint, that's going to go toe to toe with CROW's paint, but it's going to produce a level that CROW can't catch up to. Whatever he's putting in this product is definitely not black and white paint. I can tell you that from looking at it. It's something else, but it's not black and white. It's something different. So let's go over here and let's grab the Skyworth. Now, the only improvement that CROW's mix will have is a slight contrast, because like I said, with that paint, too much black, you get too much contrast. If you add in too much white, you lose your contrast. Now you see the difference between his product and CROW's? Keep in mind, that's his product, not CROW's. That CROW's screen paint. We're getting that mixed up. Now, if you're curious, I'll post at the bottom where I actually did the paint on demonstration of both of these samples right here. Actually, the personal mix I had for 2 years already. I'll show you where I did the do-it-yourself mix myself and basically painted it and did my own demonstration off of it. Then we brought the Pro screen and did it side by side with that one. I actually did all those demonstrations live for you to see. So that way people think there's nothing fishy going on. This is the free. This is the paid for. Same thing. The exact same screen paints. His product is better than CROW's. Much better than CROW's. You want to see something interesting? Look at the contrast level. Look at the contrast level in his product right here. See, it's not faded or washed out. Now, like I said, compared to black technology, this would be gone. It wouldn't. Our screens would actually, not, there's no disrespect to the fellow who makes this product, but next to our technology, this would be gone. But next to if he's doing it on a level where CROW screen paint needs to be at on this level, well, not on his level, he's not on his level, but as you can see that he's producing a high white level and he's producing an extremely fair contrast level right here. But as you can see right here, when it comes to the white levels, his paint is far more superior to CROW's. But look at the contrast level. It's not even faded on this side. For the fact that he's producing a white level that high, that's not even faded on that side. Look at that. But look when it comes to the white levels. because whatever he has in his product, when he's making it, he's not diluting it with paint. It's something else he's using it. I don't care what he's putting in there. That's his business. But whatever he's putting there, it's not no black and white paint. This is the results of black and white paint. And that's what people needed to see. When you look at that side by side, you have to look at her hair. Now, if her hair faded, it's gone, it's faded, and then on this side, it showed a real darker, richer image on that side, then you can see where Crow's paint was pulling a higher contrast level, but his white levels were suffering. But in this, you can see where his contrast levels are just the same as his, but his white levels are suffering horribly. Now, he wants to put on a promotion to save you hundreds. This guy is $42 for 2 quarts. That's what I paid for mine. $42 for 2 quarts. And I didn't have to go through some rigorous emails, texting him and trying to email him on which ones I want. I was able to go in there and pick out whatever I wanted out of his category, mind you, category on what I wanted to order, and have it added to my shopping cart with a detailed receipt of what I ordered. And like I said, Crow boys who want to complain about how I'm not giving him a big enough sample sheet, I would be gladly paint a whole screen, 100. I'll go and buy 120 and fixed frame screen, and I would paint half of it with his product, with no problem. But you know what the problem is? We can't get his paint. You know why? He cancels orders. So you can't come to us and complain about not having a fair enough demonstration because the sample sheet's not big enough if your buddy is canceling the orders. I love that conversation I have with them. I had one come like, it's not fair because his sample sheet is so much smaller. That's what I paid for my product right there. That's mine right there. I just paid for that. I paid for that. That's how much it cost me. You see the selection? See the selection he has? Everybody has a selection in there. He has no selection at all. Just that one thing. So when you buy, this is what you're going to get on your receipt right there. That's all you're going to get. It's not going to tell what you got. It's going to tell you just got that. Everybody here's got categories. Categories. Which ones you want? Everybody's got categories. But when it gets to him, no category. It's just one. And there's no excuse for it. Anybody who's ever bought or sold on eBay knows you can put a category in. We know that. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do it. The reason why it's done that way is because it's easier for him to deny an order if something goes wrong. Because you really can't state what you really actually bought. Keep in mind, if you think you're going to go to PayPal and you're going to say, hey, look, this is what I ordered. PayPal does not accept pictures because they think they can be photoshopped. Or links, none of that. So it's going to be your word against his. And on your receipt, it reads what you bought. That's it. And that's what he's going to deny that he never gave you that. You have no proof of it. If I file a complaint against him right now, and I won't, it says right there what I ordered on my receipt. I have to order from him next. This is the next one I have to order from. I don't get this. $80. This is just white paint. It's all this white paint. It's Snow White. You do know what that's going to look like on a black screen, right? Or any of the screens we develop. That's not going to come out so well. A white paint. That's interesting. Yeah, so, I get these. You want me to do fair? I'm doing fair demonstrations right now. There's nothing unfair about that demonstration. It's simple and plain. Projector, screen, lights are on. What more do you want? That's not talking to my customers. I'm talking about Crow boys who cry and complain about every little thing. About how everything's done unfair to them. I swear. I'm not going to be rude here, but you guys remind me of a bunch of snowflakes in the middle of the desert. So let me show you something right here. We tried. I made multiple purchases for his product. Multiple purchases. And he just kept canceling the orders. The 26th order was made for his order. He canceled the order. 23rd order was placed out for his product. Order was canceled. 23rd, same day. Order was placed for his order. It was canceled. He canceled every last one of them. And his excuse was I don't ship to scammers. It's kind of funny you would say that because that over there personally doesn't look like a legit product when basically that your customers could have made it for free at some around 40 something a gallon. You don't ship to United States Postal Service boxes. The fellow right here by ProScreen came to my postal box, and the other one by HD Paints came to my postal box. It's not a secure box. It's a United States Postal Service box. A lot of us use them. We use them for basic. If we're moving to another place, we want our mail alternated someplace else for the time being. Keep in mind, you're going to have your credit cards and debit and whatever stuff is going through there. Personal, serious information you don't want ending up at the other house. You get a post office box. It's a secure box to put your stuff in. So there's nothing wrong with the box. He just didn't want it over because he probably figured that we would put it in a harsh environment because he's used to having his screen paints and comfortable environments. These are not comfortable environments we put our screens through. He doesn't put his screens through stuff like this. My screen sits right in the window, ultra short throw, that nowhere near the capacity or the power of his ultra short throw, and sits in a fully lit environment with two big windows on either side and can display an image. That's the reason why he doesn't want his product over here, because we won't cut corners over here. There will be no ambient light controlled environments. There will be no baby in your screen. You'll be put through the same brutal test that our screens have to go through. And that's why the orders were canceled. Because this is what would have happened. If that Frankenstein mix or any of the products would have came over here, they would have gone through the same kind of test screens have to go through. So let's continue on with this one right here. So you can see for yourself. We do these videos also too to protect these two individuals. There's another one too, because just in case if Jamie decides to buy their product and tamper with it, as in saying that the demonstrations that were done over here were incorrect and weren't done properly, and that his demonstrations are done correctly, we have first demonstrations of me popping this out of the can, done several multiple demonstrations at his product work, and also making statements about that he may try to go after these individuals and try to tarnish their name. But you're not going to get a chance to do that because I've already did demonstrations to review their products, and their products look fantastic. You're not going to come in any black paint or gray paint or whatever you may try to do to tamper with their product. Keep in mind, for those of you saying, oh, he doesn't do this, well, there was a review that he did against a company called, I can't pronounce it. I'm going to butcher the data. So it's called Linux or Linux or whatever it's called. If you know the correct of it, you just put it at the bottom. But anyway, he caught himself doing this demonstration. Someone caught him on it and outed him for it. Another fellow outed him on it who bought the exact same screen and was ticked off because Crow's review was false. He called Crow a liar, and he called we called him a liar. It's basically in his demonstrations, he would downgrade someone's product and make his product look good. He owns the exact same screen, and he figured out what he did to make his product look brighter. On a projection screen surface sample sheet, we all know you have two sides. You have one side that's meant to be projected off of, and the other side not to be projected off of. Crow did his demonstration, he reversed the surface, and he did the side that was not meant to be projected off, and therefore the surface came out dark, and the guy caught him on it and outed him for it. He falsed that demonstration. Now, keep in mind, if the company did find out about that, and if they felt that it was an interest, they could slap you with a lawsuit for it. Yep. That's why you got to be careful about doing stuff like that. So I'll put those links. And that's why also too I do these demonstrations, because these particular fellows out here, they're making good screen paint. Like I said, it was easy the buy from the transactions were extremely easy. I didn't have to go through a whole lot of cloak and dagger just to get what I needed out of them. The only thing about the other fellow, he didn't send me a label, which I wish he would have sent me a label. But other than that, I'm gonna order from him again, and hopefully this time he does send me a label. This is a video was deleted. He removed this video. Let me show you right here. That's our other company. We're doing right now. We're working on another page. Oh, there's the video right there. That's a whole nother story on its own. I was told from my advisors who was taking on this case to speak of it no more and let it be handled, and it will be handled. All right, let's go from here. And for those of you who feel the need to be lawyers overnight and you want to comment on that situation, feel free to basically take the time to go down to the library and read through what involves the copyright. Or you can go on YouTube, because YouTube actually has lawyers that come on and they explain to you what happens if you violate a copyright or how you go about violating a copyright. You can go look through that. I would advise you educate yourself, because somebody came into our Facebook channel and started ranting. Of course, the Crow Boy started ranting how we didn't know what we were talking about, and an actual lawyer did pop in and explain to him exactly what happens and how he did violate it. So, you know, don't embarrass yourself that way. All right, let's go with my other price right here. Okay, we do it right here because it's not right here. The computer. Sorry about that. I'm gonna put you guys right here for a minute. Y'all stare at that for a minute. You can look at the comparison of the two. This guy is much cheaper than Crow's. Way cheaper than Crow's. All right. Now, I'm not going to play the fellow's voice back because I don't do that in demonstrations. I never play anybody's voice back. But here's the fellow right here who debunked Crow, who found out that the video demonstration he did on that particular fake. And he figured out how he did it. He actually owns the screen. It's in his living room. I actually subscribed to his channel, of course, and reached out and talked to him. We talked a few times. But yeah, he found out that, yeah, he basically cheated on that demonstration to make his product look good. I'll put his link at the bottom. Make sure we got that muted right there. So he explains how he did the demonstration, how he faked it. But you can watch that for yourself. And he actually owns the screen right there. There's the screen right there. He owns the actual screen right there. Nice little setup too. Real nice setup. But then again, you know, he does stuff like this, but you are buying from somebody who's basically selling you black and white paint. So I'm not talking about y'all, I'm talking about Crow Boys. Buy from people. Like, I mean, that would have basically, yeah, that'd caused me to rise up out of my bed without bending my knees, if you know what I mean. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Your people are buying your product and you're basically mixing in, it's just black and white paint. See right there? Metallica Mix 2.0. We bought that paint. We bought a lot of his paints. We got that paint due to the fact that when he canceled our first order, I don't know who did, but somebody put some pressure on him saying you need to sell that paint to him, and he did. He sold it. He sold two of them to us. We got the UV mix, and we got the personal mix, and we got the metallic mix. We got a couple of them from him. And then after that, he just started, when he saw the demonstrations we were doing over here, how brutal our demonstrations were, his product wasn't doing so well over here. He from the door, he basically started canceling our orders after that. Oh yeah, we took his paint outside. We took his personal mix outside because he think that his technology was better than ours. So we took it outside and put it against the 7, and didn't do too well. So after that, we saw the demonstrations we do on our how we test our technology. He didn't want to do any more demonstrations anymore. He didn't want to sell us any more paint, and that was into that. Let's see. I'll put it down outside. Go right here. Yeah, we do our ambient light rejection tests outside. People should know that. Anytime we test screens, they got an ambient light rejection test. They all have to be done outside. That's why they can do that. They have to be done outside. So I mean, keep in mind, y'all don't know the emails I get from him. My emails, when he got his paint first here, he gave us a list of instructions on how he wanted us to do the demonstrations on his product. He wanted his product in ambient light controlled environment. He did not want his product outside. He did not want his product tested against other high performance screens. He pretty much cut out every test that we do on our screens. He didn't want to put against his screen. It's not that kind of screen paint. There you go. We took him outside. Put him up against the 7 outside. That's what our screens have to go through outside. So if our screens can pull an image outside like that with no problem whatsoever, why in the world would he challenge it? Now, what would you think? Now, mind, that's a 7. That is a 7. That behind me is a 12. A 12 is far more powerful than a 7. What do you think would happen if we take his product outside and put it next to one of those screens? 1100 lumen projector outside. Show my measurements. 12 feet back from the screen. There you go, out in the daytime hours, showing the camera. This is how we do our demonstrations. There's no awning, there's no roof, there's no walls, there's no windows, there's nothing blocking the screen at all. That screen's taking in all that light and still producing that image with no problem. That's why he cancels our orders. Because I told you, when I sit there and say to him, you can't compare your technology to us. You don't do our demonstrations. And because of that, he can talk the trash. But like I said, bringing his product over here, he'll cancel every order because he doesn't want to go through that. But our screens can do it, but no problem. The Frankenstein is supposed to be an ambient light rejection screen he developed, right? We requested that. That was one of the orders that was canceled. I made a comment on that. I'm going to order the Frankenstein. It was canceled. I even went in and recorded myself sending him a message. Please send me the Frankenstein. No sooner than that, I say probably about an hour, he canceled the order. That's why we request, hey, do a Starfield demonstration outside. They'll never do that. Do a Starfield demonstration inside with all the windows exposed. He'll never do that. The environment will always stay dark where his screen sits at. When he did the demonstration on the Sony VPL CS4, the portable projector, he had it 13 feet back. I pulled my projector back 18 feet, hit the screen here, hit the screen here, hit the ceiling here, and brought it right back down with no problem. Technology. Starfield demonstration outside. On 1100 lumens. That's how powerful 7s were. 12s are far more advanced than a 7. He talks a lot of nonsense, but he can't back up his work. I told you, I can come out here and I can show you my demonstrations on my screens, on outside demonstrations, on so many different levels. He couldn't begin to show you one. Show a battery there. We had this product here. We've had this product here and we have tested it on so many levels and it failed miserably. That's why we got those emails from him. We first got his product asking us to take it outside because it's not an outside screen paint. Use it in an ambient light controlled environment. We don't have ambient light controlled environments in here. I turn my lights on, they're on. I turn them off. I don't even know what ambient light with control would be like, to tell you the truth. The lights go on and go off. They're on and off. That's it. I don't have time to be going around like a DJ equalizing my lights trying to figure out which ones are basically going to disrupt the screen. I don't have time for that. He wanted us to use certain projectors. He didn't want his screen paint being tested against certain high performance screens. Now it's funny, you do all these demonstrations in your environment and you have no problem doing that because that's your comfort zone. But you bring it, so couldn't come over here, we're going to stick you in an environment you're not going to be comfortable to be in. Like I said, my screens can do this. He should have no problem. And this fellow's screen right here is actually in our environment right now. He's doing the crow's paint right there. He's still producing a contrast level right there. Look how he does his paint right here. And Crow goes on and on about how bright and beautiful his product is, how beautiful the white lines are. No, they're not. Next to somebody that is actually on your level, and this fellow is on your level, his category is on your category, because light gray screen paints are not in the category of black screens because they can't produce the contrast levels. This is the category he's on. Y'all both produce good contrast levels, but his white levels are more superior than yours. I had to charge my phone real quick. Let me grab my whatchamacallit real quick. Woo! Knock you guys over. Sorry about that. Let me pull this out real quick. I think it's caught in my computer chair. Let's see if I can plug this in. Oh, got a whole new outlet over here. Just use this right here. Perfect. All right, I had to plug my phone in real quick. It was on its blast. It was dying. And I had to get me another serger. There we go. Bring my serger over here. That's me. So get this out of the way. So you can see right there. And like I said, I don't know what's more shocking. The fact that you can see somebody else is beating the screen, or the fact that his free mix and his paid mix is actually blending in all at the same time. Yeah, that's not gonna stay. Let me see if we can get a little bit better tape up there. Yeah. It's gotta burn you up when you go back and you watch this video. It's talking about his personal mix, how high tech it is, and you find all in all you do in the back of your mind. It's black and white paint. Now if you go try to find it now, you won't find it. He moved it. He removed it. It's gone. Let's go over to, let me see. Let's go pull up LG Snowstorm. They described their product exactly how it should have been described. Way. For those of you that are obsessed with white levels on your projection screen, there you go. Those of you in the Crow boys, you might want to start calling yourself Pro Screen Boys. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to recognize you as a Crow boy anymore. That's it. You're not recognized, Crow boy. I'm the one that gave you the name. The name has changed now. You're a Pro Screen Boy from now on. That's what we're going to change the name to from now on. I'm not going to acknowledge you as a Crow boy. I can just call y'all black and white. Either way. I think y'all want to go with Pro. We're going to call you Pro HD. Call you Pro Screen Boys. That's Pro Screen Boys. That's your names from now on. Look at the white levels. The white levels are beautiful. These white levels are gorgeous. See, the thing about it is, let me show you something. A little interesting idea. I'm going to tell you something here. He has black in there. It's in there. Because if not, he wouldn't be able to pull a contrast level. It has to have something in there to do it. But it's not black paint. Which is kind of interesting because, like I said, with our black screens are, that's how you can explain that blue screen sitting behind you pulling up red, blue, orange, green, and yellow, and the between is blue. So our black screens can pull a high white level to blend into other screens. So keep in mind, we don't add a white in there to basically, let me give you a little idea here. We don't add white or any kind of solution like that because it clouds the judgment of the image. That's why. It's a bad idea to do that. Where him vice versa would be the opposite. Whatever he's putting in there isn't black paint. It's something else, but it's basically pulling a contrast level, but it's allowing for him to not cloud the judgment where his white levels come out dirty. Did you see what I'm talking about here? There you go. I wonder. Let's move that back. Let's take the UV mix. There's the UV mix. So that's the UV mix versus his product. Now, go back here, and let's take the UV mix, and let's put it against both of his mixes. All right, so come here for a minute. You can watch the whole video for yourself. You're not gonna find the video on YouTube anywhere because he deleted the video. But you can watch the video for yourself. And that way, you come to your own conclusion. Now, Crow Boys, you know what his environment looks like, right? So there should be no denying this whatsoever. You can make it for yourself if you want. Look on that right there. I want you to watch that. You let me know, because keep in mind, he's the kind of person that'll do a dirty deed and then turn around and then delete the video as if no one ever saw it and say, nah, I didn't do that. I'll tell you right now, he made that product himself and labeled it as my product. Well, it's kind of hard to do. Unless I got the power to be able to mimic you, or basically be able to mimic your environment. That's the only way I would be able to do that. So Let's come over here. I'm showing off the product right there. Now, if his product is not if I the sample sheet I have over here, the personal mix is incorrect, I'll buy his mix right now. I'll put in an order for a gallon of his mix to bring it over here and do that demonstration again. And I bet you he cancels my order. That's his house. That's his table. This is the video that was deleted. This is the one you can't find. I got it right there. You can see it. That's how I made it. I made it right there. Since I couldn't buy his product because he wouldn't sell me the product, he kept canceling all the orders. So I said, okay. And then I looked up and I found this video right here of him showing how to make the product. I said, I wonder. So I made the product. And I was curious, what would happen if I put this next to the personal mix that I already have here? It blended perfectly. And I said, you got to be freaking kidding me. So all that time, all these people were buying this product and didn't realize it was just 2 tablespoons of black paint into white paint. I'm explaining to you. Look at this. And you have to have this particular brand. You don't have to. It just has to be black and white paint. Because down in my basement, I found paint that was eggshell. I found everyday black paint and I mixed it together, got the same results. So that's why I said there's no point in me basically paying for a personal mix. I can make as much as I want. So I'll show you. Right there, mixed it right at the table. For you to see, wiped off the top of the can. Made my own mix right there. Only used his tutorial. And notice that I don't call it anything else. You will never see me come on here and say, oh, well, I got a gallon of his personal mix. No, because that would be a lie. How can I have this personal mix if he won't sell it to me? So I can't make it. Only thing I can make is Metallica mix. That's all I can make. Because it's free, because he showed me how to make it off his channel. So if I come on here and say, yeah, I got a gallon of his personal mix, the only way I can basically say that is I can show you a receipt that I paid for it. That's the only way. Other than that, I'm doing the wrong thing. And I don't do the wrong thing. So I'm telling you right now, so you have that document of me saying, hey, I just heard him say he doesn't have your product. I only have what's on that sample sheet. That's it. And if you look at the video, we did the outside demonstration. That's how far back I had the sample sheet. When we ordered his product and took it there. Now, after he saw those demonstrations on how we were doing our demonstrations outside, that's when he decided I'm not sending them any more stuff over because their demonstrations are a bit brutal. And my products are used to being in the dark and I used to be cutting corners. You don't do those demonstrations. Therefore, if we take you and we put you in our environment, you're going to basically fail miserably. You're not used to being out there. Any of the demonstrations we do, you're not used to it. So bottom line, at the end of the day, like I said, this is the reason why our orders got canceled, because he didn't want the product coming over here. He didn't want to go through the same demonstrations we put our screens through. He knew what the outcome was going to be. And then scouring around, I found this video popped up. And I said, you know what? Let's see what happens. I made it and it matched perfectly. Did the demonstration. And when the minute he saw that, what did he do? He deleted the video. That's why you can't find it. Can't find that video. He deleted it. Now, like I said, if he was giving it away for free and that was an older video and say some of the newer stuff he has now didn't match any of it, that's understandable. But you can't sell something to somebody that you just showed somebody how to make for free. Now, mind you, if you do not have a tablespoon, the heck is that coming from? My other phone. I said, who the heck is near my house? Anyway, if you don't have a tablespoon, it takes 3 teaspoons to equal 1 tablespoon, so that would be 6. And even to make sure I did the measurements correctly, I went right over to my computer and I dug up the measurements right there to show you. Did everything by the book. Nothing was hidden. I don't want some people saying, well, you added 2 more, 2 less. No, I went over and showed you how many teaspoons in a tablespoon. Went right there and did it. There you go. So I cover everything. Everything is thorough. Everything is done by the book. So let's move ahead. We painted all this in because I don't got time to do all this. I got stuff to do today. I got a lot of work going on today. That's the color of the product right there. It was painted. I'll put the video down. You can watch the whole video for yourself. I just want to show you right there. There's me going through my kitchen drawer. You know, I keep all my samples in there. All my samples from my kitchen drawer. There's this product right there. See how old and beat up it is? We had it for a while. Took it out there and threw it against the screen. I was shocked myself because I would think, who would do that? Who literally has a video floating around of them actually making the paint that they're selling you? Who does that? That's insane. That's like who freaking records himself with somebody's copyright logo attached to a can. Records himself doing it. I'm not going to go down that road. I'm just saying my lawyer had a good laugh off of that one. I never heard that man laugh so hard in his life. And people suffering. These cameras, man. People on these cameras, y'all incriminate yourselves, man. To it. Oh my goodness. I just couldn't believe it. But let's move on from here. Because that's something else. I got to discuss that. I got a few in-laws that are attorneys. I can talk to them about it. So look at this. I'm like, who freak did you? Really? They recorded it? Oh my goodness. It's interesting how the brick wall is showing an amazing image. Did you see that? Look at that. The brick wall, my fireplace is displaying better color than the screen paint. Is that crazy or what? And if it's not coated, trust me, I would never coat my fireplace in an invisible chemical. In case of someone there, if I decide that I want to burn my fireplace for Christmas, you don't want that stuff near a fire. It's chemical. The fireplace is producing a better image. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all put this in here. Y'all gonna see it right for yourself. That we don't think, no, he's doing anything wrong. I get that from the Crow boys. But the bottom line is, like I said, the pro screen paint is better. It's not going to, it's a good screen paint. But let's put some butterflies in real quick. Let's throw some butterflies up there. We can get something to blend in. So let's come over here. As a matter of fact, no, we can do that. Let's bring in some beautiful butterflies. Some relaxing butterflies. Let's see what this comes up to. We got, this is basement. Yeah, this is basement. All right. So that's the UV mix. That's the personal mix right there, and that is his paint right there. Let's take the UV mix off because that's not going to do well, especially against his own stuff. But his own stuff is much lighter. And that's it. Now, mind you, that's not the faux screen paint against his UV mix. That's his own stuff against his own stuff. Let me shrink this down a little bit. For a minute, lost you guys there for a minute. There we go. I'm trying to shrink this a little bit. There we go. Put my battery in there. I really have nothing to say about the other guy because, like I said, when it comes to these screen paints, contrast is not going to be in these screen paints' best interest. It's just not. When it comes to the light gray screens, it's not. It's morally basically sets on white levels. That's what it sets on. Now, I remember when CROW put a Frankenstein mix against our darker screen paint, knowing that the screen paint was lighter and knowing it was going to produce a higher white level. So what would happen if I took his UV mix and I put it against the dude's high white capabilities and see what happens? Since this is supposed to produce such an amazing white level. We'll put this here against its own free mix and see what we come up with. Now keep in mind, our 12 technology is darker than a UV, way darker than a UV. And we could blend the screen. We can make it disappear. Which means a black screen would have to pull up a high enough white level in order to be able to blend into its screen. So if this fellow ever decided to do a side-by-side demonstration with any of CROW's paint, CROW couldn't touch him. He couldn't touch him. And he's lucky he doesn't. See, they are on the same category of screen paints. And then being on the same category, if he ever decided to do any demonstrations against CROW's work, CROW's done. Here you go. Let's get some real serious skin tones in there. There you go. Well, he's lucky. He's lucky this boy don't do any demonstrations against him. He's doomed. His colors are on point. White level, and my camera locking in a little better. It's right here. That's CROW's paint, and that bright white is his. All the way down. Yeah. See, one of the order that we had against CROW on the 26th was for his Cinema Black. Cinema Black, the HD Cinema Black. As in his message he sent to me, and a message back and forth, he said, well, my Cinema Black will outproduce your 12 any day. I said, okay, I'll buy it. And that's what I did. I went and bought it. I bought it to bring it here to do the demonstration. He canceled the order. But I'm gonna let this run. I want y'all to look at that real quick. Check out those skin tones. that. Now, checking that out. Let me show you something to give you something to think about. This is my email account. This is conversations I have back and forth with Crow. Crow sits here and tells me back and forth why he's canceling orders. Now, he tells me he doesn't do business with people that are scammers, but he sends me this one in reply. Sorry, if you want to exchange the blue paint, let me know. You don't do business, but you want to exchange products with me. And these are all the messages back and forth. I was talking back and forth. You can see for yourself. I'm canceling order after order after order. Sent the refund to your original payment. Yep. Message you were getting back from eBay. Here it is. The seller has canceled the order. Something was wrong with the shipping address. Post office box. We got 2 packages behind us. Now keep in mind, if there is something wrong with our address, the first thing eBay is going to do is go and investigate my address to make sure that it's legit. And it's going to come up as a United States Postal Service box. Another order we confirmed right there. We thought our order was going through. That order was canceled. And right here, this is where he made the statement. Look at the date on the 25th. He says to me, where he says he doesn't want the paint. He puts in a few nasty comments. And he said, looks like you need Cinema Black. It's better than 12. Well, we tried to order the product and he canceled the order. If it's better than 12, then you don't mind me buying the product. And that didn't go through because he canceled the order. The minute the order came through, we requested a 12. I sat there right down on camera. I'm going to request a 12 from you. Now I'm going to request the Cinema Black from you to do a demonstration next to the 12 on contrast levels outside. And the minute that request went through, it was canceled. I'm going to cancel the orders from him. So like I said, if he has nothing to hide, then why don't you just let the orders go through? And then he says he doesn't do business with scammers, but yet you wanted me to do a business transaction where you wanted me to trade my blue technology for something that you had over there. That is doing business. Sorry, I do not ship the P.O. boxes. Interesting you're calling me a con man, because I got a screen paint over here that I made for free that matches the paint that I paid for. Wants to screen smoke and mirrors. Well, now keep in mind, for me to advertise this fellow's paint means, number one, I don't take his product as any threat to mine because I know where my technology stands at, right? But I know his product is good. I can look at it and say it's good. It's definitely it's way better than what Crow has. I'm not going to tear him down or destroy him or this, that, and the other. No, I would never do that. With Crow, I'm not tearing down his product. I'm just showing you exactly what it looks like side by side and a real demonstration without cutting any corners, without dark environments, none of that nonsense, just screen against screen, projector, so on and so forth, without any dumb nonsense, playing any roles in the background, or anything else he does to fake and falsifies his demonstrations. We're just doing it real over here. So that way you can see up front exactly what you are really getting. Now, yes, I did call you a fraud, and you are a fraud, and I'll tell you why. Because you got a product right here anybody can make for free, and then you're selling one right here. That makes you a fraud. And feel sorry for the people. And keep in mind, if you bought that product, you ain't getting your money back. I told you from the door, you will not get your money back. You have no proof what you paid for. When you purchase his product, if you did it off eBay, it says what his product says. It doesn't give a description of what you bought. You emailed him, unless you're going to show an email. Hope you got proof of that email showing that I did request this. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to actually have proof of what you ordered on your receipt. It doesn't come up on your debit card, credit card, PayPal account, checking account. It doesn't come up of what you ordered in that email. It comes up on what you purchased through that site that he advertised. So good luck on trying to get your money back. And then on top of that, you pay for shipping charges. You pay for shipping charges on something that you could have drove down to a local hardware store and had made. It's a shame, but it's true. And right now, if I gave him a challenge right now, I say, hey, look, I got a challenge for you. Give me a Starfield demonstration, fully lit environment, on your screen. With those black blinds you have in the background pulled all the way up. Just do that demonstration for me. He's not going to do it. He hasn't done any of the challenges we asked him to do. His product is not going to show up. What time we got right now? What time do we have right now? Look at my screen. Still sitting there in the window with all that light hitting it. It's short throw. It's 720p. It's still sitting there. I started this stream around 6 o'clock, I think, around 6 something. And my screen has been sitting there since 6 o'clock in that window. That's what the UB mix looks like next to a high performance screen. Then, before anybody in the code boys start ranting, yeah, that's his product right here. And no, there's no copyrights on this. There's no copyrights on this at all. Because if there is, I'm requesting your paperwork. Now see, if I do a side-by-side demonstration on your product like this, right? And if I show you a container, like this fellow here, I'm showing the container, right? I have a right to show both of them side by side, just like he has a right to show both of mine side by side. But if I say in the video, well, let's take this down to Home Depot and let's see how it's made. And he has a copyright on this. The Home Depot, right in front of their store, and show his label off like this, even if it's just this. Even if it's just this. As long as there is just anything in there showing that shows proof that that's his label, that's a lawsuit. And I take it down there and I say, I want you to make this for me. I want you to make this product. I'm doing a YouTube video. I need to know the color of this. That's a lawsuit right there. Just from that. You have to cover the whole label. Has to be covered. Now, if you're doing a side-by-side to get somebody's product and say, okay, these two side-by-side, so-and-so, no problem. But if you go sit there and say, well, you're going to say one's better, because it's true. His product is better. Truth is truth. See right there, it's better. So I'm not lying there. I'm not lying when I say his white levels are better, because they are better. And how his contrast level is blending in his screen, because it is. So right there, that's the truth right there. But if I sit there and say, oh, this stuff right here, if you use it, it'll give you cancer. That right there can give me a lawsuit. There's certain things you can't say about somebody's product which it's considered to be slandered. Now, taking the product down to Home Depot and recording yourself doing it, I just have to say this. What the freak were you thinking? I'm pretty sure you got some intelligence in there, man. Okay, let me explain, people, how bad this is going to be. when you violate a copyright patent or any one of those, not only do you have to deal with my lawyer, but you have to deal with the U.S. government, because that's who the paperwork is filed through, which means they're the ones that are going to hit you with the massive fines and maybe jail time for that. You got that part? Take your time and Google that. You got to look at it. Or do you want me to put something at the bottom you could read through, Crow Boys? Yeah. To deal with two parties. You have to deal with the people that are suing you, which are their lawyers, and then you have to deal with the U.S. government for violating a copyright or patent. Wow. It baffles me. I swear. And there's a term, people say people are too smart for their own good. But feel free, Crow Boys. The channel is open. You can speak. I want to hear what you got to say. So y'all are expert at law. Because even you know that's got to be the most dumbest thing you can do. I think he thought because the product was discontinued, and that's what he said in the video, because it's discontinued, he has the right to go and make the product because it was discontinued, because he spelled the name wrong in the caption. But you showed off part of the logo that had a copyright on it. And that's where you messed up. Now, I have no control over the U.S. government once they basically go and file suit on this. Which Monday morning, I forgot I had to go make some phone calls. Oh, good gracious, man almighty. I got people calling me up right now. People that I know that are calling me up and like, he did. I can't believe what I saw. You criminated yourself. There is no way in the world you could ever fight that. It's virtually impossible. You're better just taking a plea deal and just going from there because you recorded yourself doing it. Oh, wow. Let's move on with this demonstration. And no, I'm not letting this go. I'm not going to let this go. We're gonna follow this through. All the way through, we're going to follow it through. I'm not going to let this go. And that's even the half of it. You displayed my 12, try to make it. You displayed my 9, try to make it. You do know there's copyrights on those there too, right? So you displayed 2 forms of technology that have copyrights attached to them. The 12 has a copyright on it, and you tried to make my product. On your YouTube channel, we have a copy of that video, and then you turned around and you tried to do the 9. Let's see how his white levels show up against the other guy's screen paint. Let's see what's going here. Here we go. Can't seem to get that niche in there. Let's get a little farther back. I'm gonna get it right in there. Okay. There you go. So if this guy did side by side with your UV mix, this is how you would come up on this product. He just produced an amazing white level. Even if I put this right here. Yeah, I'm sorry to keep going back to that, but I just can't see. I've been in business for a long time, and I've seen people do some crazy stuff in business, and I just can't believe somebody would actually do that, like record themselves doing something like that. I just can't believe it. I just find it crazy. Who does that? Who records himself taking a product down to Home Depot? That is absolutely crazy. Look at the white levels on his product right there. Let me show you up close. So if we did the UV mix next to his CROW's mix right here, we'll remove the UV mix out of the way, show you how dark the UV mix comes up next to his product. And then right here, we'll take his personal mix. This is the mix you make for free online. This is how dark it comes up on the skin tones. And then we'll take the personal mix. Now he did this demonstration showing off how dark my technology came up, but my technology doesn't come up that dark because we don't use black paint in our product. This is how your product comes up for real against somebody else's screen that produces a higher white level. And this is how your UV mix comes up next to the Pro screen. Keep in mind, Crow and the fellow. I don't know his name. I just call him Pro Screens. That's all. Very good. Like I said, good product. His product is good. And it is. It's good. It's cheaper. It's more affordable. The white levels are higher. The black levels are extremely fair. And it's really good. Really, really good. Now, the reason why I show all those things in between, it's not to slander them. It's to show you exactly that what I'm showing you is the truth. Because some people, Crow Boys, will come in there and say, well, that's not his paint. You made that yourself. That's something you made yourself. Trust me, I've heard some of the dumb things they say from time to time. You made that yourself. You made that yourself. Until I show it. Well, show me where. Show me where that video exists. Knowing that he did delete the video. Well, it is right here. Here's a video of how I made the product. So they got nothing to comment now. No one came in and said a word about that one because that was him on the video making the product right there. And me just going back and forth. Now, if you feel that in any way that is not his personal mix, I will buy another can from him today. And if he cancels it, then we already know the door. So I'll place an order right now for his personal mix. They get another can of it over here. Even though, which is messed up thing about it, is the fact that literally anyone can make it for free because he just showed you how to do it. But I'll order from him right now. And I bet you $100 he says to me, I don't deal with scammers. And let me tell you something. Keep in mind, I have the original one here. I have the original one here. So if he sends me anything over that doesn't match this, I know he tampered with his own stuff. Just so he knows this, because I have to tell him everything ahead of time. So that way he doesn't feel that he figured out a way to get under the radar. So if I'm going to buy from you today again. I'm going to request your personal mix. Crow Boys is for you. Since you're always complaining about how he doesn't have a big enough sample sheet, we can't order from him because he cancels. And if you try to put a complaint by saying, well, how do I know this is his product? Well, we'll order again and we'll have it brought over here. And if he cancels it, and he will, then that means he has something to hide. And if it does come over here and it doesn't match, then we know he tampered with it. Because what we'll do is we'll make the exact same paint that was on the YouTube channel that matched his product and see how far they blend together. Usually it's funny because I usually get them commenting at the bottom like, hey. It's interesting. I always get them commented at the bottom. It's nice to see somebody else. I don't think he likes being up there. It's nice to see somebody else's product against his, doesn't it, Crow Boys? Somebody that's producing a better image than him. I bet you then that guy's videos, he never basically smoke screen any of this stuff. So why in the world is his product coming up so freaking dark on the other guy's paint? Look at that. You can see that from here. I don't even got to put the phone all out. You can see that crystal clear from here. How bright his white levels are next to Crow's paint. And that's the free stuff. You're not paying for that. That's the free stuff he's showing you. No, that's slander. Show you exactly how it is, how it should be. I know he's got to be ranting and carrying on right now, but he can't blame. Who is he going to blame? It was him on the video making the paint. All I did was just make whatever was on the video. That's all I did. Follow the tutorial instructions and make the paint. That's all. Make it for yourself. You can make it for yourself at home. Right there, instructions right there how to make it. Make it for yourself. Now see, if I'm gonna get that personal mix, I'll tell you what I'm gonna grab too. Let's knock over my crew. If I'm gonna get that personal mix, I'm gonna get that Frankenstein mix too. I'm buying that too. There you go. There's my black technology right there. On a beige wall. That's the difference between my technology and a beige wall. Mine, the beige wall is much lighter than my screen. And you see how dark his product came up on the same image next to that fellow's paint? That fellow turned his paint jet black dark. Almost like it was one of like it was a screen that he was slandering of one of ours. And look at that. That's a beige wall. You thought it was going to be darker, didn't you? No, it's a difference. My product is actually real screen paint. It's not black and white paint. That's why. I said before, keep in mind, like I said, I'm not bothered that his gray screen paint's going to pull a bit of a higher white level. It should pull a bit of a higher white level. It's a gray screen. My screen is jet black. And keep in mind, in his demonstrations, my screen was supposed to be so dark you couldn't see it. So if it's so dark you couldn't see it, if I lay this against it, that means my screen is going to become as dark as the screen he had laying up against the other guy's screen, right? That should happen, shouldn't it? No. The screen doesn't have any contrast in it. You still need contrast in a screen in order to pull detail. Can you imagine reading a comic book without detail? Oh, that hurts the Crow boys right there. That hurts a lot. I guess he decided he didn't want to be up there. It's not my fault. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just trying to get some tape that'll keep him up there. I don't have much tape in the house. I used to ton up my frog tape to pretty much to build stuff with. Just trying to track on something I can have around the house here. Maybe I can use to keep the screen up there. I'm not in any way trying to make the screen fall down over and over again. I don't want anybody to think that. Yep. So like I said, when we looked over there, you see how dark that product came up. Now look at it right here. So right here. This is a light gray screen. There's a light gray screen right there, laying right up against my black screen. That's this light gray screen. So let's try the UV mix. Where is the UV mix at anyway? Some of your crew. I'll go back. Let me see. Where's the UV mix at? Find the UV mix. Where is the UV mix? Oh, here somewhere. We'll find it. Oh, I know where it went. It fell behind the back of the screen. That's where it went at. That's where it fell. Behind the back of the screen. Right. So here we are. There is a UV mix right there. It's interesting that if we take these two sample sheets and we stick them against the guy's pro screen, this screen basically becomes dark. And that screen becomes so dark that it looks like it's black when it's actually gray. Now we take both of those screens and we stick them against my screen, where my screen is pulling a high enough white level to come very close to this screen right here. Not like as he advertised in his videos that my screen came up so dark you couldn't see it. Let me see something, Crow Boys. Can you see her eyes and eyebrows, her ears? Can you see all that? You can see that, right? All right, just want to make sure. Just want to make sure that my screen wasn't coming up so dark you couldn't see it. But you can see it, right? This is not to my customers. The customers are amazing. My customers are amazing. This is to the naysayers I'm talking to, the Crow Boys out there. Can you see my screen? Right next to me is UV Mix. His personal mix. So how come when we take it and we put it on that screen over there, they come up super dark? You know why? Because that technology works. It's the real deal. My technology is the real deal. That's just black and white paint. That's all. Ain't nothing special about it. That's why. That's why. You got one screen that's nearly white and has a beautiful color, and it pulls a contrast level equal to his and a higher white level. And then you have a black screen that's pulling a high enough white level where they're not turning. Now my screen's so dark you can't even see it. That's because these two screen paints are real screen paints. That is just black and white paint. That's all it is. So if I go and take same demonstration, put it against this product, and here. Now, you see how dark he just came up on his screen? How dark that UV mix came up? You see how the UV mix looked on my screen? Because my screen can read white light. Can't read white light. Look at it. Can't read any white light at all. Because I bet you, and I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what I think and what I know. I'm pretty sure you know what it is already. Why it's doing that. The same why this one's doing it against this screen paint, why that's doing it against this screen paint, and why that's doing it against this screen paint. The same thing. Let's put it against the UV mix against CROW's own paint and see how it reacts. Put it against his own stuff. That's not good. So here we are. We have the free screen paint, the screen paint that you CROW boys paid for, right here, the 107 or 104 you paid for. Those two match perfectly. That's the free and that one. And then there's a UV mix right there. And look how dark that comes up. Would you like to be a little closer? And this is the fellow who makes the Pro screen. That's his product. So if he ever decided to do a demonstration against any of CROW's products, CROW couldn't have he couldn't hold a candle to him. And meanwhile, Blue is still sitting in the window, surrounded by sunlight, and look at the image on that screen. Got an ultra short throw projector, just like you, CROW. It's not expensive, it's yours. Not a top of line model. Didn't cost me $3,800. It cost me $149. And I don't have to be in the dark. Doing some scanning today. That's an ultra short throw set up over there. You didn't see that monster there when we were working on that. Yeah. He can't. At the end of the day, Pro screen is cheaper. The white levels are much more higher. Keep in mind, like I said, when it comes to these particular screen paints that have these really light colors to them, contrast is not going to be their strongest point. It's just not. But the fact that on the level on where he's at right now with doing light gray screens against other light gray screens, hands down, he got CROW beat. He's producing his contrast levels on a light gray screen, and he's turning around. He's producing white levels that are actually amazing. And that's all CROW basically is bent on when he goes in talking about his screens, about how good the white levels are and how magnificent they look. Well, buddy, next to this guy, yeah, he did you. His paint is amazing. It's amazing. I give him that. It's amazing. I'm not threatened by his product because, like I said, my technology next to his, he wouldn't be able to match our technology. But on his level, on his category, he got you beat by a lot. Now, just to, like I said, I do these videos. I'm going to show you his paint from the inside so y'all can see it, right? So we don't have any problems with Mr. Crow trying to, or Fernando, or whatever his name is, going in and basically tampering with this guy's product, because he'll probably buy it and say, I'll show you the demonstration how it's supposed to be done, do the demonstration correctly. How much more correctly could I possibly do the demonstration in this demonstration I just did? Literally, how much more correctly can I be? It's not done under CROW standard, which means he'll have to use dark environments and he'll have to resort to doing cheating tactics in order to make his product look good at all costs. At all costs. So that's what he does. At all costs. Shame, but that's what he does at all costs. We're gonna leave it on that one right there. I'm gonna show you something here. But I mean, it's all costs. Don't care who he basically tries to damage or destroy, he doesn't care as long as he comes out on top. Like they say, you're gonna learn today. Okay, people. You follow with me, people, over here. I want to show you something. I think you're going to find this quite interesting. I always try to show you what you need to see. Now, you know, when I come to products, on the demonstrations we do, we don't slack on our own stuff. I always show you all kinds of crazy demonstrations I do on my technology, and you've seen the wild stuff we do. I don't do any of that cutting corners. We don't do that here. No, no, no. Shoot, I get turned on when the sun come out. Like, yeah, we're going to be working out in the sun today. I love working out in elements like that. This is supposed to be my product. Supreme 12. This is supposed to be my product. Isn't that interesting? That's interesting, ain't it? That right there, he's doing this demonstration off a white wall, right? This is supposed to be a white wall right here. He's doing my demonstration to show you how dark my stuff comes up. And here's his UV mix right next to a Pro screen. This fella right here. And look how dark it's coming up. And this is how he claims his product is coming up. This is supposed to be me. This is how dark my paint's supposed to be. This is a 12. This is how a 12 is supposed to react. And his walls, you can see, are beige. That personal mix I got behind me is basically not beige. It's a light gray. That's supposed to be my product. Now, I want you to look at that. Stare how dirty it looks. Look how dirty it looks around the eyes and everything. Look at that. Just observe that. Look at that real carefully. When I talk about he does dirty stuff to people's work. That's why these fellas behind us, I'm going to make sure he don't try to do the same thing he did to us that he tried to do to them. Keep in mind, Crow, my attorneys also have this copy too. We have copies of all his videos. Stuff like this he does, yeah. And they will request me in court to paint that screen in a courtroom. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. But it's funny how when we come over here, Put my video back. Look how dark his image comes up. Let's get back over here on this video. Lost our feet there just for a minute. See how interesting that looks? Now that's on the fellow screen paint that he makes. That's how CROW's paint would look on his product. Now that dark screen over there, as again, is supposed to be, well, I guess you can't see it from there. That is supposed to be our product right over there, how dark it's coming up. Just for a minute. That's supposed to be my product. That's how dark it's supposed to be. That's how dark his product comes up on Pro screens, which is right here, this fellow right here, his product. This is our product on our Supreme Black Ambient Light Rejection 12, which I'm showing you here. Come on, Crow boys. Don't walk away. That's our product. This is his personal mix. Cord for my plug here. Yep. That's his personal mix. So that is your personal mix right up against my screen. Oh man, that freaked me out for a minute. I thought something was crawling across my freaking floor for a minute. I was like, what the freak is that? And then I realized that the freaking scanner's on and that's moving around in the background. I caught that with my peripheral vision. Like, what the freak was that in the background? Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, as you see, look at that. So this is our screen paint right now against his personal mix. This is what I mean by he does dirty things. He mixed black painting with our product to make it look dirty. So right here in a live demonstration, you're seeing crystal clear our screen right there against his personal mix, his light gray screen paint. So how come it doesn't look the same over there? How come it looks different? And your boy, keep in mind the channel's not locked. Feel free to speak. White sheet of paper. So there's a white sheet of paper laying against our technology, and that right there should make our screen turn dark. But it's not. Not on the level that looks like this. So that's what I mean by the fellow who busted him on the projection screen, where he basically did the fake demonstration because he turned the material around on the opposite side. I'll put that link down there so you can actually watch his demonstration. The demonstration I'm showing you here live with his own screen paint mix, laying against my screen with a white sheet of paper, and my screen is producing a high enough white level where you can't see where the skin tones are basically washed out, where the skin tones are so dark that you can't even see the screen, as he portrays our technology supposed to be on his YouTube channel. Like the fellow said, he said it crystal clear in his video. He's a liar. He's a person that will basically tear down somebody's product to make his product look good. And he debunked him on it. And here I am finding somebody else's screen paint, Pro Screens over here, who basically turned his screen dark. Now, mind you, he did a test on his UV mix, saying that his UV mix was able to produce a higher white level to the point where our screen came out so dark that you couldn't see it. There's this UV mix. Now, these screens are definitely going to produce a higher white level because their screens are far brighter than my screen. But to say that my screen would produce an image so dark that you couldn't see the screen at all, that is unrecognizable. And I got half of it hitting the wall too. That's called slandered. When you deliberately try to damage someone's name and reputation by spreading a rumor, and that rumor does come to life, and it did, it's called slandered. That faces jail time. That faces a lawsuit right there, right from the door. And he's got a lot going, it's hitting him. A lot's going to hit him. That's supposed to be me. And I got your screen paint over here laying against my screen. It's funny how you can see her eyes and the whiteness in her eyes and everything, but no problem. That is supposed to be me. And look, the same black paint that you used in this demonstration, you used it on your Cinemix or Cinemax, or whatever you call that stuff. That's all dark. I'm supposed to come out. So like I said, the dirty stuff he does here, he doesn't do it just to us. He does it to everybody. Anybody who basically he does a review on, he does dirty stuff against them. Look how dark that is. You can't even see that. So how we got a white sheet of paper, your personal mix, and your UV mix. And it's supposed to be so dark you can't even see it. And my beige wall. My wall is beige, by the way. Any Crow boys want to chime in and talk about this one? I'm curious to know. I'm curious why my demonstration doesn't look like that over there. So yes, Crow, this is called slander, my friend. This can get you sued again, another lawsuit, and this could get you some jail time. Because if you make up a rumor and tell that rumor to somebody else, and they tell that rumor to somebody else, and it comes to life, basically gets labeled as this particular individual that you made them out to be, you falsify demonstrations, tamper with their product, and make their product to seem something that it's not, that's another lawsuit. So there we are at 2. You showed my 12 technology. You tried to make my product on YouTube as a free Christmas gift. Lawsuit number 3. You showed my 9 technology. You tried to make it. Lawsuit number 4. Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. The video that I'm shooting right now is evidence that I can use in court. Also, too, just to let you know, because YouTube was involved in this nonsense, we could file a lawsuit against them too, in turn of basically terminating your channel for good. Because you used their platform to make these videos, which means we can go after them too. Because if they let this stuff slide and they didn't catch this nonsense that was going on you trying to do this kind of damage to our company, making these fake demonstrations, we can go after them too. And they're not going to allow that because they're going to basically go ahead and just ban your channel altogether, even probably give you a lifetime ban for it. Because there's no excuse for it. This is your product on my screen right now. It looks nothing like that black spot right there in that video. You would think in the digital age, people would be a lot more smarter. You really would think that. You really would think that in the digital age, people would just be a lot more smarter. Our screen is producing bright colors and contrast at the same time. Yeah, I would seek some serious legal counsel. I really would. For those of you Crow boys out there who think we can't get them on the copyright, it's so many stuff we can get away. It's not even funny. It's straight out slander. My lawyers have all seen all this stuff already. You can delete all as many videos as you want. We have copies of them all. That's his own product sitting against my screen right now. That's not my screen by itself. That is my screen sitting with his personal mix, a white sheet of paper, and his UV mix laying against my screen. And the beige wall. And that's supposed to be our product right here that he claims is our technology. He labeled right at the top on how our product actually reacts. And yet, I have a beige wall right here. I have your screen paint against my screen, both of them, and I have a white paper, and it looks nothing like this. Oh yeah, seeing you in court is going to be fun. It is going to be really fun. I can't wait to watch you squirm for a bit. Look at him. Video recorded himself doing these videos. Like I said, nice collection. That's all I got to say. Let's go over to real quick. And then the other fellow has the light gray screen. Made his screen turn dark. Made Crow's paint turn dark. We were able to pull up a high enough white level. We were able to basically produce our image, with our image coming out so dark you can't see it. And this fellow was able to produce a white level that was literally so high that it turned his paint dark. That is freaking interesting. If you take his product off, and you stick it next to the guy's paint right here, same thing. Take the white sheet of paper too. Now, like I said, he doesn't concentrate in contrast levels. Our screen is in the field of contrast levels. His paint basically dwells on white levels. So he's on a different level. There you go. He's on white levels. His technology is based on levels. If we did it side by side with our technology, no, it's not going to go well. We would produce brighter colors, orange, blues, all that stuff would pop better, contrast would pop better. He would get us on white levels, yeah, definitely he would get us on white levels. But anything else, yeah, we would take him with no problem. Other than that, he's not in our class. He's not in our category. So he's not supposed to be there. The reason why Crow ended up in that category is because Crow started making himself sound like he made the same thing we did, and he could save you all this money, and so and so and so. Yeah, he could definitely save you a lot of money because it's black and white paint. He could save you a ton of money. If he had told you the truth, you'd have saved a ton of money. But that's neither here nor there. But the bottom line is he dwells on those white levels. This guy, if he ever did it, if he ever decided to go against Crow, he would crush Crow with no problem. That's his UV mix against his product. That's Crow's personal mix against his product. That's his do-it-yourself mix against his product. And that's a white sheet of paper. He actually pulled the same, almost nearly the same white level as a white sheet of paper. Crow couldn't even do it. And our screen, on the other hand, with the screen being so dark, can pull a white level high enough where it doesn't look so to the point where it's unrecognizable. Ooh, yeah. He's going to be off the channel for a while. He's going to be off the channel for a while. Crow boys, anytime you want to chime in, give me your 2 cents. I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Because the evidence is all over the place. There's so much evidence on it, it's not even funny on what we're digging up. It's a lot of evidence. Let me go play this full video for this fellow too. Play this full video. Now you see where, when I said too much contrast in the paint, I told you that. I can tell you right from the door from looking at the UV mix. And I can tell you how it's made, but I'm not going to do that. Because it's doing two things. It's producing a heavy contrast level, but look at the colors. Look how dark and dirty the colors are coming up. That's because it has too much of something in it that's causing it to act that way. You figure it out. I'm pretty sure you can I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm pretty sure you know what it is, what's triggering it. If you look at it, look how dark the color level's coming up. Now, when we take this screen and we put it against our screen can blend in to a UV mix. And our screen is black, a UV mix is gray. When you take a UV mix and you put this guy's high-end screen, it produces a contrast level, but look where the colors come up at. The colors come up too dark, they come up dirty, which means he has too much of there's an element he has in there and it's too much of it. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. It's kind of like the same thing with this one over here. To kind of figure out how this one was made, as I said before, more or less, less or more, basically changes whether or not this is going to bring out darker contrast. There's no in-between. That's the problem. This guy figured out an in-between. See, when you mix a black paint and white paint together, and you put too much black in it, the white levels suffer. And you put too much, not enough black levels in it, then it means the contrast suffers. It has to be an in-between, a perfect balance in there somewhere where you're just going to have a balance of both. And this fellow basically figured it out. He figured it out. He doesn't have the contrast levels, like I said, on our level, but on the level where he's traveling at with these particular paints, which is light gray screen paints, he has a perfect balance. He has a perfect balance of the white levels and has a perfect balance of contrast. That's why if we do the Beautiful Women 4K, Now you see her hair right here? You see how her hair looks natural here? Look how beautiful it looks here. And you would think he would pull up a much fader image because Crow's paint is a little darker than his. But he's not. He's actually pulling up a fantastic contrast level. He's not losing anything at all. It looks just as dark as his paint right here. But look when it comes to the white level. Crow's paint turns dark. Look at the UV mix. Look how dark the UV mix comes up. Then you take the personal mix next to the free mix and you stick it here. They match. You take a white sheet of paper. White sheet of paper is going to be the brightest you can ever get. There's a white sheet of paper next to his technology. Put it on Crow's. Crow's is too dark. So I wonder what's going to match a white sheet of paper. It's not even matching his screen. See how much brighter his screen is? Now look at it right next to his own mix, the free mix. Matches perfectly to the free mix. Now take the UV mix. So let's next to the UV mix. All right, well, I'm gonna play it off with the girls there. And as you can see, exactly that the pro screen, like I said, thorough demonstrations. He doesn't like these demonstrations that we do because we do our demonstrations thoroughly. You see how long it took me to do this demonstration? Thoroughly, by the book. Levels on it, because these screens actually supposed to show. I'm not going to do contrast because none of these screens are going to do well in contrast. If you're talking about contrast on how we compare contrast on our level, no, I do well. But on the contrast that they're supposed to be to perform on, because they do have a light gray screen, his screen is pulling a contrast level equal to Crow's. Not only that, when you look at the white levels, he's pulling a much higher white level. As for the UV having a good white levels, no. Our screen can match that one with no problem. I want to see something for a minute here. We're going to have to, I'm going to see if we can order and see, because first thing first, let me get you guys settled in real quick. Let me grab something real quick. I'm going to do something real quick. Like I said, you feel in any way that, because I like to back things up. I do. I'm a person that backs things up. You should know that. If I say I'm going to do something, I go out and do it. I like to back things up. Especially with the Crow Boys. The Crow Boys got so many coming at me with all this other dumb nonsense about, oh, it got to be it got to be the screen paint, buddy. It got to be the screen paint now. That's my line right now. Got to be the screen paint. But coming at me with all this dumb nonsense, let me explain something to you. I try to get bigger, more paint from him, do bigger sample sheets for you guys. He's not selling the paint to us. But if you feel right now that I am being unfair because you feel that that is not his product on that personal mix, I'll buy it right now. I'll buy his product right now. It's $104. I'm paying $104 for something that literally, when it gets here, if the order does go through, that I could have easily made for around $43 a gallon, because it's the exact same as the do-it-yourself mix. But you know where he's guilty at, and I'll tell you why. The video was floating around for 2 years. It had 27,000 hits on it. The minute I showed off that demonstration, he deleted the video. If you try to go back and find that video where it says the Metallica mix, and I'll show you the front of it so you can go try to look for it for yourself, I guarantee it ain't there. I'm gonna try to look it up for myself. Let's try to dig it up myself. Let's try to see if we can dig it up. If we can find it. Now, if it's there, then that's fantastic. Then I can just show you how to make more. But then again, we got the video anyway to show you how to make it. But let's see if we can type it in. Because I got the video here. And let's see if we can type it in and we can bring it up. See if we can bring that video. Hold on for a minute. Oh, shoot. I gotta put my stuff over here real quick. I'm gonna have to take the time to build me a freaking hub station for all my equipment, all my wires and everything, because I got wires and stuff everywhere in this place, man. Yeah. Can't get anything to stay where it needs to stay. All right, I'm gonna disconnect you right now because I don't need you on. I need my cable for this so I can, my phone doesn't die on me. There we go. Let's bring y'all up. Let's see what we can do here on the computer. Let's go over first things first and bring it a little higher up. Let's see. I have to go find the video. He doesn't have the video anymore, so I'll have to go through my videos to get it. So we have to go through, let me see. All right, we'll have to go through my channel to get it. Here we go. This is the video right here that was deleted. So let me see. New awesome Metallica mix. All right, right there. New awesome Metallica mix. Why is my freaking whatchamacallit all the way around here like this? My keyboard. Really. Right. All the way around. Oh, because I got it going under the case. That's why. Why is it under the case, bird? Everything's hard for me. As a matter of fact, where's because I couldn't find anyone on his channel. So let me make sure, because I don't want to say something that's not true. I'll get a whole lot of flack out of it. Make sure we are all on that same page here. So we can go see if this is here or not. I'm pretty sure he already seek legal counsel. I'm pretty sure he talked to somebody. If someone's telling you they're going to sue you, first thing you're going to do is you're going to go talk to somebody. And they're going to ask you a question. Was there a copyright or was there anything on the label that could incriminate you? Now, that's why I showed you that document, the paperwork that should I file that. That's my receipt from my lawyer that I filed. And got approved. My paperwork should be here soon because I lost the paperwork in the transit of moving, but my paperwork should be here. It's always going to be this on file. It's in the U.S. government. It's always going to be on file. And they're going to ask them, was there any form of anything protecting that label? And he's going to say, oh, well, it was discontinued. It's discontinued. I can use it with discontinued. I even spelled his name wrong. I said, no, but did you cover the whole label? Was the whole label covered? Was it exposed? Was anything on the label showing his product that could match it to be his product? When they see that video, they were like, you're screwed. Because not only did you, I mean, you're different if you slandered it in the house and said something dirty about it, okay, but you took it down to Home Depot and tried to make it. That's really bad. And then you videotape yourself doing it. Now, keep in mind, even if he goes and deletes the video, My attorney had me go in and actually record his video twice. One was recorded with his voice, so they can use that in court, showing that he did say what he said. And the other one was recorded with me with me talking and explaining what happened and what was going on in the video. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we sequenced on legal help. Let me go from here. Let's see what we got going on with this. And all this started because of 12. If I told him when I sat here, when he was messing with my screen paint, I said, mind your own business. That's all you got to do. Make your screen paint with your customers and mind your own business. And he couldn't. And now this is where we're at. You could lose everything. Everything. You do know that some people are saying, well, I don't have 250,000. I don't have 50,000. I don't have 25,000 to pay up. You do know what happens in a civil lawsuit, right? You do know these things are pretty bad. And they can go ahead, put it this way, through that lawsuit, they have the right to garnish your income taxes. You don't get income taxes anymore. You don't get a return anymore. It goes to the person that you owe the money to. And then if they give you a certain amount of time to pay a certain amount of money up, or they can work it out where you have to pay a certain amount of money every month. And say if you miss any of those payments, or the person can request, he can request to have a sheriff's department come in and remove any items from your house that could equal up to the amount of what has to be paid or come close to what has to be paid. They can put liens on your property, or lien will be against you forever. That lien it'll mess up your credit, everything. Anything you tried to get, that lien's gonna be there. Small says, hello, I'm here. Yes. I tried to, and to be honest here, this went on for 5 years. If you check the stuff this guy has done to me, this is going on for a long time. And for my business partners would sit there and say, well, how come you haven't slapped this guy with a lawsuit already? Because I was trying to be nice. I was trying to say, well, look, I've sued people before, okay? I know how bad these things can get. So I'm trying to basically avoid his family going through some dumb nonsense because he's a complete idiot and doesn't know how to carry himself right. So I avoided suing him due to his family. But enough is enough. When you start doing stuff like this, I thought because COVID hit and people would start thinking a little bit more calmer and just try to be nice to each other. And maybe this joker would just basically just mind his own business, let me develop my screen paint and just leave me be. But every time I develop something, it starts getting some publicity about it, people start talking about it a little bit, he's got to come in and try to discredit my work and try to tear it down to make himself look good. And he has a history of doing this nonsense to us. So that's it. Enough is enough. I think this is a good learning experience. It is. Let me see. Let me see. Now, like I said, in the review against the other guy's paint, I just said it like it is. The guy had better white levels, and he did. Much better white levels. His contrast was good, especially for paint that light. I put it against my stuff, his stuff against my stuff to show you that debunking his theory of how dark my product is supposed to come out. You know, it's kind of when you work hard every day and you build a company from the ground up, you know what that's like. It's a lot of hard work. It's nothing easy about it. You can barely ever get sick days off. You work on your holidays. You work on your birthday. You work every single day. Well, it's something that you enjoy and love, but eventually it's a lot of hard work. It's not that easy. And then we have people that come along and do stuff like this. Yeah. They deserve it. He deserves it, every bit of it. I have mercy for him. I got no mercy for him no more. And that's the reason why I do the videos with the other fellow, because I'm going to make sure he doesn't do the same dirty stuff to him. He's a mix his product. So you've seen those videos already. You've seen me do the side-by-side demonstration. You see me pour out the fellow's paint. You see what the paint looks like. You know, you have awareness of what it looks like. Because if he ever does a demonstration against this guy, I'm going to post that video. No, I've already posted, but I'm going to post it to people who need to see it. Because that's wrong, man. That's wrong. And even the guy in the freaking video talking about the screen, he calls Crow a straight up liar. He sits there and says, right there, calls him a straight up liar and says, yeah, he will deliberately tear down other people's products to make himself look good. And he was ticked off over in that video about what he did. He knew what he did was wrong because he owned the screen. And so, wait a minute. My screen's not coming up that dark. What the freak? Not the way he was showing it off. Let me see. So I'm looking for new Metallica projection screen paint. That's what I'm looking for. New projection screen paint. Nope, it says this a Metallica. Nope, that's somebody. Yeah, this is Joe. That's not him. I'll zoom up so you can see it a little bit. We're looking for new Metallica projection screen paint. That's what we're looking for. Now, 2 chances. He could have marked the video private. He marks it private. It's not going to come up at all as being deleted. And this is the search we put in. You can see as we go down. These are all the other people used to make screen paint. There's me. That's mine. Early in the morning, projecting onto a table. That was pretty cool. I don't know what. I got to get something interactive. That's me right there. Good gracious, I got to clean my video. That's me right there. That video's not here. You can look it up for yourself. There's the title. I'll show you the title right there. You can look it up for yourself. That video's gone. So we got it already. Now that shows you right there he's guilty. He deleted it that fast. Testing this new Metallica paint. Yeah. That video's gone. So you can get a look at the video. Go back here a bit. Man, he deleted that video. That video's gone. Good thing we recorded it, because we're the only ones that got proof it exists. Yeah, we do. And he recorded it. That means he has something to hide. Right there. That's the title of the video right there. Now I've made a mistake right there. I'm going to fix that right now. So I made a mistake. I forgot to add awesome. Let me go recorrect this. Because like I said, I'm going to do things thorough by the book. So let's see, we got awesome. So make sure you got it right. New awesome. New awesome. Metallica projection screen paint mix. New awesome Metallica projection screen paint mix. All right. New awesome, new awesome, new awesome, new awesome, new awesome. And you got this right. Okay. Yes. I'll spell correctly. Paint mix. Okay. Here we go right there. Let's hit it again. See if we can bring it up. It's not there, people. That's another guy right there. That's not even CROW. It's somebody else. Has to stay new awesome. That's the beginning of it. New awesome. We'll go right to the top. Make sure I'm doing things by the book. You see anything that says new awesome? New projection screen. New Metallica paint from Home Depot. That's another guy. New projection testing. I don't see Metallica Mix 2.0. I don't see it. Now, see, look, the Frankenstein is supposed to be ambient light rejection 3.0. I want to take that outside next to a 12. I don't think he'll send me the paint. Oh, I tried to order the Frankie. He got canceled. I forgot about that. Frankie got canceled. He canceled that order. So it's not there. He definitely removed it. He definitely removed it. If you search, you're not going to find it. He definitely removed it. So that shows you right there. That right there shows a sign of guilt right there. Even we pulled that video that fast. Because this was the video we were watching before the pull went through. Yeah, he pulled the video. Made his product. If it was of no threat to him at all, and if it wasn't true, he wouldn't have pulled the video. That shows you right there. So he just displayed on how his products are made. If it was no threat and had nothing to do with any of his products, he would have never pulled the video. So, you know, just gives you everybody, you can see, like I said, you wanna, I know it's a shame that this individual acts this way, and all the while he's doing this stuff to y'all, and y'all don't realize it. So let me get this straight. The fellow who was showing you the real deal, that was showing you the real technology that works, that was giving you the best deal paint, that was blowing out $4,000 and $5,000 projection screens and doing demonstrations on projectors that would pretty much cost you next to nothing, was labeled as the scammer and the person who was basically the one to cheat you. And the person who basically claimed to be the person who would basically do right by you and sell you the best product ever was actually the scammer and a cheater. Wow. Interesting, isn't it? One of the things I love about the Bible when it says whatever's in the dark comes out into the light. And it always does. It may take a while, and you have to be patient, but it does come out in the light. Apparently, this was going to come out in front of a lawsuit because, yeah, I'm going to sue him. I am. I'm going to file a lawsuit against him. So I have enough evidence. He recorded himself doing dumb stuff. You don't do stuff like that. And just to make sure, because he did delete the other video. Just to make sure he didn't delete that video, we copied it. We had to make a copy of it. And a copy of it. You can't go around doing stuff like that. I would never, ever take his product. I don't care if this product is not even copyrighted. I'm not taking that to Home Depot. Why the heck? I'm going to waste my time on my day to drive all the way down to Home Depot to make somebody else's product. For what? It's stupid. Just real stupid. Well, let me see real quick. Now, I'm going to show you real quick something right here real quick. We're going to go, I can go find this channel real quick where I'm at. This is me right here. Okay, I'm going to pop in here for a minute. I'm going to show you something. I want you to look up close at my channel. Look at my videos. Right? Now, in my videos, as you can see, I do a lot of demonstrations, the light up screen yesterday, stuff like that. I don't care about getting hate on my videos. I don't care about that. That doesn't, at the end of the day, like I said, people can hate on my work and all that. I don't care about that. I still got a huge fan base that loves me. So if I didn't, I wouldn't have them orders on my table every week. So, you know, I'm supported. So people always take care of me and God takes care of me. So I don't worry about no hatred. You know, can hate, pro boys can hate all they want. Because at the end of the day, I know I got to you. That's why I don't care. But check this out. So if you look at my videos, mostly unboxings. I'm doing different forms of tape, showing up theater rooms, stuff like that. We're doing demonstrations on the gaming chair that I ordered. Gaming chair. So this is the kind of stuff I dwell on when I'm working throughout the house. I do a few videos on him. Not saying I don't do videos on. I do videos on debunking his stuff when he basically comes against us. If he leaves my product alone, I don't care if he exists or not. But I have to defend my company, and which means if he comes at me in a wrong manner, I have to defend myself, and I will defend myself. And anybody who else feels that that is something I shouldn't do, well, get the freak out of my face, because I ain't got no time to be speaking to you. Because I'm gonna defend my company one way or another. I built it from the ground up, and I'll be darned if I let anybody destroy it. And if you feel that's wrong, then I don't want your business. But this is what I show off, you know what I mean? I work, I show off my products, and the only time we come at Crow is when Crow basically does something to try to damage our name, and we have to back our company up to show that it does work, because I don't want people coming in thinking that I'm this person, I'm not that person. You know, so this is all the stuff we show off. Now, this is when I was trying to request and order his product. I show up the screens, and I had to do a video. I had to record a video of me recording my phone because the Crow Boys were so bent on believing that I was changing my phone settings in order to get my image to show up better. Oh, by the way, Crow Boys, check it out. The screen is still running. It's still running. You know, the whole entire time I'm sitting there having this demonstration, I got a screen in the next room sitting in a bunch of windows, and the sun's coming up, and it's still running. Is that interesting or not, Crow Boys? Mind you, I'm facing while I'm testing his stuff out, showing my stuff off. At the same time, I'm running a screen in the next room and all that light, and it's still running with no problem. You think I'm running over there to shut my curtains because there's too much light? No. That screen will be there at 12 o'clock. It'll still run till 12 o'clock. I ain't worrying about that. I'm gonna worry about some window light for what? For wood. The screens are tested outside. Come downstairs and watch cartoons right in front of my TV at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me see. Got that song stuck in my head. They play that in Grand Theft Auto. I tell you, man, I do not like the when I was 5, I hated that. I hated Grand Theft Auto 5 online. 4, I think, was the best one. 4 was amazing. 4, you can basically set up your own freaking death matches and stuff. I like 4 much better. I'm curious, when's the next Grand Theft Auto going to be at? What city is going to get that next? They should put like 2 cities together. We can literally get on a plane and travel from one city to another. That would be freaking hot. I would love that. Let me see. I mean, shoot, these console systems, the way they make them today, they should have enough memory. Put it this way, if Call of Duty Cold War took 125 gigs, what the freak do you think Grand Theft Auto is going to take? You're going to load that game, it's going to like hard drive to complete it, deplete it. Like, shoot. All right, let me see. Let's go to now, look at this nonsense that we got to deal with this headache. So you can see that got nothing better to do with this time. We have over here Christmas gift, early Christmas gift. Trying to make my screen paint. I hate to call you dum-dum, but hey, dum-dum, that logo you just flashed got a copyright on it. Yep. And it's showing a video of you trying to make my product. That's a lawsuit. We got over here 9, my technology. And if you spell it wrong, don't make a difference. As long as you flash that logo, you trying to make my product, got a copyright on it and a patent pending on the 9. Another lawsuit. Here he is trying to slander my technology right here. Talking about, oh, the black came up too dark. We just did that demonstration a few minutes ago. Then what he'll do is, and this is his pattern, I'll show you his pattern. The minute we debunk him and show that he's a fake, he will start doing demonstrations on electronics, like gaming tutorials, or basically electronic tutorials or stuff like that. So there we go. We go from here. We did the video where we basically asked him to go in and take his Cinema Max paint and do a side-by-side demonstration to his personal mix to see how close they come together. The electronic demonstration. Come back over here. Every time we debunk him, he talks about a rant. Well, keep in mind, you're going to have to get a lawyer because, God knows, it's copyright you showed off. So, all right. Let's see. Here he is messing with our product again. Got the demonstration right there. There's another one right there. We've done our product against a white door. We debunked him on that one. He goes back to doing demonstrations, showing off toys. He goes back to doing demonstrations on showing off games. Goes back to showing off demonstrations on Destiny. It's a pattern. Watch. Then he does a fake demonstration against this screen. This is the screen he did the fake demonstration where the guy caught him and debunked him. The guy I just showed you. That's the screen that he did the fake demonstration on. And the guy caught him doing it and put him out on blast. He went and did a demonstration after that on Destiny 2. Again, I told you, every time he gets hit with something, he goes back and does a review on something completely different. So basically, people can forget about it. Goes back in, does another demonstration there, and there. Same done nonsense. Comes, does a demonstration against 12. Frankenstein versus the 12, right? We requested that screen paint. What happened to our request? Our order got canceled. Interesting how he can review our stuff, but we can't review his. I wonder why. Let me see. Oh, this is interesting. He tried to do the 13 feet back demonstration outside that we do on our gray screens. And he considers this to be a win. You know what the version of delusion or render stands for? Or maybe multiple personality complex disorder? All right, now look at this. Same projector we have. This is the demonstration our screens have to go through. I have to do around 13 feet back. Now, mistake he made here is that every screen paint and every form of technology has a limitation on exactly how well it can work in certain elements, right? So if we're testing out our screens, how do we know our screens can activate between 6 and 7? It's because I had to put a projector out there and camera out there, and basically set that projector out there until we start off at around 12 in the afternoon, 12, no, more like 8 in the morning. And from 8 in the morning, that machine will record all the way from there, or my security cameras will pick it up and record all that from there to see exactly what time of the day when the screen will activate. That's how we know when the screen's going to activate. I'm not going to do a demonstration showing you that the product works at 8 o'clock in the morning, knowing darn well I haven't even tested it around that time, because I don't even know if it's going to work around 8 o'clock this morning. I have to see when that chemical is going to react when it's outside. So that's how we know when we test our screens out. We have to have that projector sitting out there recording this to see when it's going to pop up. And those screens activate around 6 and 7. That's how we know. That's why we put in the specification sheet at the bottom, it says screens activate around 6 and 7. You have to have that in there, information in there. All that's testing that has to be done. If you don't test your product, you don't know how your product's going to react. And the consumer's going to get it and he's going to think otherwise, and then you're going to have a complaint on your hands. Now, he's trying to do, like I said, he tries to mimic our demonstrations. You can't mimic our demonstrations. And what paint is this anyway? This is how our 12 reacted outside. Look at the time of the day. This is supposed to be our paint outside working right now. Now, see where the sun is cascading in? It's got to be around somewhere around maybe about early in the morning. I say around probably around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. We don't fire up screens around that time. It even says on our website around 6 to 7 o'clock is when we fire up the screen. This is what I mean by doing falsified demonstrations. And no way we have ever claimed that you can use that technology at that time. Let me see. This is where you're showing how our product is really showing up. Mind you, we do our demonstrations live. So how would I fake a live demonstration? And look how gray the screen is. That's a 12. That's not even black. That's gray. That's a dark gray screen. You see it now? That's a gray screen. How in the world is that a 12? See, that's what I'm talking about by doing fake demonstrations. Now that's fake paint. That's not even our product. Wow. I'm going to send this one over to the attorney too. Let me see if he gives up a time. This is supposed to be our technology. Paint is clearly gray. Look at that. Paint is clearly gray. This is supposed to be our stuff. That's amazing. Paint is clearly gray. And that's supposed to be black technology. Let's see. Right at the beginning here. Yep, that's a great screen. Wow, dude, that's the saddest thing ever. Let me get this straight. When I did the live demonstration, right, on my technology, by any chance, did I go by the name of Thanos? Hold on for a minute. I need to get that shot in there. I'm curious. Did I go by the name of Thanos by any chance? Because I'm not sure I'm Thanos, and I'm definitely not God, so I don't have the ability to manipulate time and space. And this is a live demonstration we're doing right now. I'm going to go back to I saw that phone. Yep, people, that's a great screen. I'm going to post this video at my whatchamacallit on my Facebook channel. All my customers have been coming and watching these videos. They actually own the screen. Shot right there. I wanted to see that time. That's what I want to see, that time. So let me go over here for a minute and show you something here. Gray. Wow. I had no idea our screens were gray. I thought we had black screens. I could have swore we had black screens. That's what I thought. Last check, my screen was black, wasn't it? Wasn't gray. Now that screen's gray. That's not black. That's a black screen. So I'll get one of my screens outside. Yeah, I got a lot of videos, people. A lot of videos. Here we go. This is a 12 outside. That screen is black. That's a black screen. What he displayed was a gray screen. That's a black screen. Keep in mind, he tried to do whatever he was trying to do. We have specifications on our technology telling you when you can use it. And in the specification sheets that we have on the website, it clearly says that it's best used between 6 and 7 o'clock. That's what it says in every demonstration we do. And anytime we heard me talk about a black screen paint outside, we said it's best utilized between 6 and 7 o'clock. That's when you use it. Now, if you're going to try to make some fake product that's not ours and then try to take it outside of that specification zone and use it at that time, then even if you had a real paint and you used it outside that zone, it's going to fail because it was not designed to be used in that particular time zone. It was designed to use between 6 and 7. That's when the paint's designed to be used. That's not ours because he's showing off. There you go. That's a black screen. I turn my projector off from time to time. I block it to show you exactly how black the screen is. That's black technology. What he displayed was a gray screen. That's a sad individual, boy. And I got people on this screen. I got to send them this video. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I got things to do. And meanwhile, still sitting over there smiling. All right, so let me get all this done. I got to be up Monday morning because I have to go talk to a few people. I have some very important things that have to be taken care of. We needed to get all that out there. Y'all need to see exactly what y'all dealing with when it comes to this particular individual. And as for this fellow right here, if you want to go down the line of buying a paint on you want a light, we don't develop light gray screen paints. We don't have them. We don't develop them. But if you're going on the line like gray screen paint, maybe that's what you're into. You know what I mean? I would buy from these guys right here. Buy from Pro Screens because these screens it's much better. It's way much better. And then you're not dealing with a bunch of shitey nonsense. I wouldn't even trust this joker with a credit card. I really wouldn't. After some stuff I've seen him do. But yeah, there's something truly wrong with him. Really wrong with him. If you go right here, I'm going to show you something right quick. We go to our marketplace. This is my marketplace right here on my website. You go over to the black paint we make here. We have a specification sheet on just about everything we make. A little bit. But yeah, unbelievable. Gray screen. That screen was clearly gray. So he's making our paint now. He's trying to make a paint that looks like ours. So here we are. This is the specification sheet. We'll go right here real quick. There we go. Specification sheet right here reads. This is all the information we have on our screen paint. If you're ever curious to see exactly how much information we put on our product, there is a ton on there. This is the big boy kits that just launched. All right, so let me see. OLED, blah, 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 blah. 1 gallon screen size, ratio size, lumen for outdoor use. These for 2,500 lumens, 3,200 lumens outside. Best use in the hours of 7 p.m. right there. It's specified on our website right there. All that information is right there. Let me see right here. Right here. It says crystal clear. Spray on roll on screen paint. Note, this is a contrast screen paint for deep black levels. White levels will be low, but not enough to disrupt your picture quality. Right there. All that information is right there on the page. So, like I said, he's definitely going to go outside our specifications. But like I said, I am going to right now put in an order for his personal mix. Let me see where we need to go to. All right, turn you guys to the side real quick. I'm gonna place this order real quick. Oh, we can't place the order anymore. Look what he did. He banned us from ordering from him. Seller isn't accepting bids or offers from you. Boy, he is terrified. He is really, really terrified. Well, Crow boys, let me get close to the camera when I tell you this. See, there's your problem right there. You back up this guy 100%, and yet even when we try to buy his products to do any form of demonstrations down here, he automatically gets us blocked from his accounts, so we can't order from him. You complain that, oh, it's not fair. You should have a bigger sample sheet. It's not fair. We offered to paint a 120-inch screen, but guess what? We can't paint a 120-inch screen if we don't have the paint to do it. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. Ever since that video came up about him basically making the paint for free, he's terrified of us buying any of his products, getting it shipped here, and doing any side-by-side demonstrations, which means that there's a good chance that a lot of his paint basically falls under that same design of the free paint. And this is why he took the extra precaution to delete us from the account, ban us from the account so we can't order anything, and delete the video. That's not guilty. I don't know what is, to tell you the truth right there. So you can't come on my channel, call me a scammer because, yeah. You can't come on my channel talking about how I'm unfair and how I don't paint large enough sample sheets for him to do demonstrations. Yeah. You can't do any complaints about doing a fair comparison, buying this. What about this paint? What about testing that paint? You should test this paint and that paint. Yeah. Because your buddy is so terrified of us bringing his paint down to the real deal that he is going through all measurements to make sure we can't purchase his product. Can't purchase his product. Look at this. Bye now. Boom. Yeah, your buddy is about as guilty can be. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Look at the messages. I can show you email messages from them back and forth. Cancel items. Cancel item after cancel item after cancel item. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Crow boys, look at this. Canceled our order. We send him money. We send him money. And he cancels our orders the minute they come through. Then he bans the account. Then he pulls down the page showing how his product was made. But yet, here's the kicker. He can go to my website right now. He can order whatever he wants off of there. We'll ship it right on over to him because we got nothing to hide. Yeah. Curious how come we don't have any Crow boys in here chiming? They constantly always doing this. What's going on? And now you got yourself something new on the block that's better than Crow's paint. Way better and cheaper than Crow's paint. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't have no fear of this fellow taking any profit off my table. I don't. But I'm going to promote him. Because he's better than Crow. He's way better than Crow. I am going to promote him. We don't deal in light gray screens. We just don't deal in that field. He does. And, you know, I wouldn't mind throwing a few businesses away. Someone comes to me saying, look, maybe your technology may be a little too crazy for us. Maybe we might want this. No problem. There you go. I got a buddy right here. You can go to him, buy from him. I bought from him. His product is fantastic. It beat Crow's. You need a video of it? I'll show it to you. There you go. You just cancel orders left and right from us. Look at this. I like this one right here. I do not ship to P.O. boxes. Anyone ever got shipped a P.O. box to a P.O. box address by Crow? And now, if you guys ship the PO box by Crow, he just clearly told me he doesn't ship the PO boxes. How is that possible? Here we go, talking trash. I don't want your mix. I prove to everyone I am the best. Now, look at that pass. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And little insults about me sleeping on the sofa. I don't care. My house is bigger than your apartment. Your apartment looks like a GameStop. Anyway, that was wrong. I do apologize. I was going too far. I apologize for that one. I just feel like saying it sometimes. I really do. It does like a GameStop. I'm telling you. I feel like going up. If I ever came there, I feel like I just want to whip out my GameStop card and just start buying stuff. But anyway, and then he says the Cinema Black is better than 12. So I want to buy his product. I want to go buy his Cinema Black. Cancel the order. Another canceled order. Cancel order. His Crow's excuse right here. The seller has canceled your order due to the following reasons. Something was wrong with the buyer's shipping address. We got 2 cans of paint here from 2 different people who basically shipped to a post office box. He does know that if he makes that statement, they have to go in and check that out, right? Another email by Crow. Mind you, he says he does not do business with scammers. Remember, he doesn't do business with scammers. That's what he's saying, right? So you do know that any form of business is business, right? It doesn't have to be money exchanging hands to make it business. It could be an equal trade of merchandise could be business. I could come to you and like, hey, look, I got about 40,000 of these projectors right here. You got about 10,000 of these screens. Let's make a little business deal. Let's make a little trade. You trade for this, trade for that. How about we do it that way? Equal exchange, no money at all. Yeah, that's business. Sorry, if you want to exchange for the blue paint, let me know. But you don't do business with scammers, so you would have never should have sent that to begin with. All right, there we go. You didn't think anybody was going to read that, but yeah, you read it. Let me see what we got going on here right now. Oh, another one for another cancel. I do not ship to PO boxes. It's shady. Stop harassing me. Blah, 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 blah. He started writing this when he knew that Bay and Line we were displaying the email addresses, so he tried to come off like he was innocent. Like I said, you know, if he had stayed in his lane, mind his own business, stop comparing your technology to mine, going out calling me a hammer, mixing my product with black paint, saying all kinds of nasty and rude and crazy things about me, and then boom. Now my sales didn't take it. Hey, Kevin came in here and asked, did my sales take a hit? Kevin, you're a funny dude. You don't watch my channel, do you? I display my table every Friday. My table is stocked with orders every Friday. Wow. Kevin, let me show you something, Kevin. Then after this, I'm going to ban you. I want you to see something. These are my videos I post every Friday of me basically taking care of my customers. I'm going to show you, Kevin. I want you to look at this, Kevin. You close to the monitor, Kevin. Get close to the monitor, Kevin. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something, Kevin. When you see this. Every Friday. Every Friday, Kevin. Hold on, wait, Kevin. Every Friday. Wait. Don't shy away. Every Friday, Kevin. Every Friday. My table got stocked so much, I started stocking up in my kitchen. Look, every morning, this is me every Friday. Every Friday I get up, I shoot a video of me packing up my customers' orders every Friday. That's me every Friday. I'm in there showing videos while I'm running through the house processing orders. Wait, hold on. Let me keep going. Kevin. Here we go, Kevin. Look at this, Kevin. Hold on. Don't leave the room. Don't leave the room. Stay, Kevin. Come on, I'm about to offer you some cookies too, man. Here we go. At the table again. Another Friday. Me working at the table. Kevin. Look at that, Kevin. Working at the table every Friday at the table. God is good. Look at that, Kevin. Hold on, Kevin. Look at that right there. Kevin, look at that. Look at them stack of boxes right there, Kevin. Bye, Kevin. You got blocked. And my orders take a hit. Because people buy from the real deal. Look at that. While we having this conversation, my screen is still in the next room producing an image in a fully lit environment. That's a Crow Boy. Crow Boy just came in and said, "Oh, but did you take a hit?" He don't know much, do he? He don't know that my customers watch me every Friday when I come in. I do updates for my customers. I process my orders. You'll watch me wrap my orders up. You watch me take them out the door every Friday, every Friday, every Friday, every Friday. That's me right there. That's why I tell Crow, at the end of the day, all that slander and nonsense and bullcrap you try to do to my company, you don't take nothing off my table. God always blesses me to have on my table. Always blesses me to have on my table. Because I do my job right. That's why. I do my job right. I do it 100%, and it shows. My technology shows. It works. Live demonstration, sitting there looking at my screen. We've been talking this entire time, and my projector has been on, and you've watched the sun come up, and you watch the sun set. We got to be somewhere around noon, so we're not noon, but we're somewhere around there. But you can see right there, my screen is still playing with no problem whatsoever. No, I got a right to complain when somebody does me wrong. Got a right to complain. So say Kevin has a brand new car, and I decide to come outside and hit the side of his car with a sledgehammer. Now, is he gonna come outside and go, "Gee whiz, Ken, that was a dirty thing to do, but you know, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna drive my car so and so and so." And you come back the next day and I'll break one of your windows or slash one of your tires or put sugar in your tank, stuff like that. And you think you're gonna come back every single day with no. I've seen people get hurt from leaning against somebody's car. I've seen people get, and excuse my French when saying this, I don't like to say the word shot, but I've seen people get shot over a freaking parking spot when somebody shoveled out. I watched that one happen. Wrong place, wrong time. I saw it happen. Somebody shoot somebody because you spent all day shoveling out your walk area in a snowstorm and come back and somebody's parked in your spot. I've seen people shoot people with stuff like that. So, yeah. People got a right to voice their opinion when people mess with their stuff, even though you don't own the parking spot. You just don't own it at all, period. Just don't. City owns it. Which is kind of messed up when you think about it, because it's a bit of a jacked up area when you think about it. You know the sidewalk is a bit of a gray area? And real quick before I leave, you know the sidewalk is a gray area of life right there? You do know that if somebody, you can own your house. And if somebody slips and falls on your property and breaks their neck on your property, it's your property. It's your property to shovel. It's your property to take care of. It's your property to fix. If somebody falls on it and breaks their neck on it, you could be sued for it. But if a police officer stands on your property, you can't remove them, because guess what? It's considered to be city property. Is that messed up or what? But it's true. Unless you got what I got, that's a freaking driveway. Because the minute you step off that sidewalk and you hit that driveway, well, my camera's locked on you from there. Because I can't record you out there on the sidewalk. That's against the law. I know for a fact that my cameras, the minute you walk on that driveway, them cameras automatically start recording. Even the ones in the bush. All right, cameras on the bush. They're for the birds. But yeah, he's talking about them, my orders take a suffer. Yeah, okay. And we got the blue launching. I got people already lined up. Keep in mind that we got a huge customer base overseas. When they finally lift that ban and our paint is available overseas, do you have any idea how many orders my company is going to accumulate? And we got that blue technology on the way to launching. Whew. Yeah. I got a right to be upset about people who do stuff like that. And anybody else got a right to be upset when people do stuff to you like that. You got that right. And if anybody tells you otherwise, you don't have the right to be upset, then they can kiss my behind and go about their business. I would never do business with you. You can't buy from me. I want you buying from me. Because everybody has that right. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna be doing today. This video took a long time. I mean, usually, yeah, my videos always take a long time. I do. I gotta go do something. Today's Sunday, so pretty much I still got the demonstration to do. I'm doing it later on the day. Excuse me, French. I'm not. No, excuse me, French. You in front of you. Excuse me. I'm not doing that today. I'm not going to finish. I am going to do it today because I know myself. I got to do the demonstration on the black silver. I got to do that demonstration. That's what I have to do. But yeah. Kevin. I knew he was going to get a Crow Boy in there. I was back at him. Like, where's the Crow Boys at? I thought they'd be in here by now talking. They're not in here now. So and so. They're not here now. And finally one of them popped up and it's made the dumbest statement of all time. They always make the dumbest statements of all time. Talking about, oh, your orders were affected. Dude, I do freaking videos like every freaking Friday. I do those videos not to show off. I do those videos as an insurance to my customers to know that their order is being taken care of. There's nothing more comforting than seeing the guy who actually took your order on the phone that's sitting there making your order right there in his kitchen and taking it to the driver to ship it off. That's what they need to see. And that's why I do those videos. And anybody knows, if anybody contacts me and says, hey, Ken, when you shipping out? We ship out every Friday. I do the videos. I send a link. Just a special order. I get all that taken care of. Contact we work with or whatever. You don't got to do it. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm tired. I've been on the camera way too long. Now I'm starting to get a little silly. Gotta go.